Hello and welcome back to the Clatter of Clans Season 22 Grand Finals. My name is Crowns and I am joined by Mitch today again, and we'll be driving you through the 4 games that we would have on the second day of the Grand Finals. Mitch, it's a new day. How are you feeling going into today's games?
It's a new day, of course. I feel amazing that I'm here tonight. I must say, you look sharp. No? Are you from the beach or what?
Stop it, that's flattery. I brought in my glasses today because I'm like, you know what, we're about to unlock some advanced thinking here, to be honest. We're looking at the strategies and looking at the way these players will be opting to play their games today. But without further ado, Shade Adu, Ula Balu, and Oiti Toiti, we will be getting into the first game of the day in the sandy dunes of Miramar, as we've got a very wicked playing path to get things started, all the way from Campo Militar on the outskirts, taking us down to the hills just on the southwest of Ladrilera. How are you feeling about this playing path here, Mitch?
It's actually a good playing path. Probably we're going to see fast zone fights because of how it's cutting across the map there. We can see it's going through El Pozo. Of course, no one will be going to San Martin unless they decide to do so. But from what I can see, because of the landing spots we saw yesterday, we might have some teams landing together, early fights. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I know that is something that is prone to happen, but at the same time, I just really hope to see something more respectful. I mean, especially if you're looking to catch up towards the guys there of Blackjack Esports and 1011, because we definitely have to talk about the elephants in the room. Both teams actually having a whole steal of the show yesterday. And then going into today, you want to make sure that you're giving these teams a run for their money. So trying to avoid those early fights is definitely one way to get into it. And I really hope that this playing path doesn't quite, force those teams to land on each other and, forcefully fight. And to be honest, I'm just of the opinion of even if anything happens and you get to drop with someone, I believe Miramar is big enough for you to share a drop location with someone and, you guys go your separate ways, no?
No, yes, no, and yes. If it's active gaming, I don't know if they're going to do the same thing they were doing yesterday. For 2 games in a row, that is actually both Erangels. They did the same thing, taking early fights. So I'm hoping the other teams don't do that for the first game, seeing how the gap is big. Of course, the elephant in the room, BJE and 1011. The gap is too big from #1, #2. Then to #3, the gap is really big there. And then from every other team following there, they shouldn't really take the early fights. I'm hoping they do not. It's a big map. Let's just, scatter, go away from everyone else, and then come back.
Yeah, definitely. That is something that we would keep in mind. If you're looking at the leaderboards on the right of your screen there, you'd see that those points look a little bit buffed up. Yeah, that is because there were bonus points added up to the teams from scrims that were played a couple days before the finals did get started. So, when they tell you show up for the scrims, get yourself a couple more points. That is exactly what Clatter of Clans is preaching here. We do see even with and that's the thing, even with the bonus points, it's still top heavy, because I believe Blackjack got about 14 bonus points, and the side of 10-11 got themselves about 15 bonus points as well. So it's more like, even with the bonus points, that gap is still not even. But man, as we talk about taking things away from people, we're seeing the side of Revenant go up against 10-11. Definitely not a fight you want. You're not going to take out 10-11 here. It starts to become very tricky, but 10-11 will lose one. There's the trade as Madara falls. Now it's a 1-to-1 trade here. There's a little bit of third party coming in through from the side of ALPHASIEGE as well, as 10-11 would lose 2 players there. Gerbot, inevitably one of the only players left here. That's a good grenade though. Gets the thirst and the re-knock up onto the Lost Boy. And Revenants
Let's
might just be one of
go.
the first teams going out here. Indeed, they will be, as ALPHASIEGE comes in sweeping them back into the lobby.
That's actually quite unfortunate for them. But have you seen the Kobe from bot there? We always have to comment the Kobe's. It's always bot. It's going to be bots. And again, he's the only one surviving, of course, with one more player from his team. And quite unfortunate for Revenants there. I hope they're going to reconsider their play when it comes to this finale. They're not really doing a good job. But let's see how
Yeah,
it goes, because we are going to have this fight now. I'm hoping 10-11 does that thing again, especially bot. Yeah.
it does look like from the side there from ALPHASIEGE are pretty much aware of the positioning held by the players. So it's only a matter of time as we do see Bam Bam getting caught out there in the outskirts. Gerbot now the last player left to hold down the fort for the team. And this is where things starts to get, a little bit tricky. Because now 10-11 goes down early, right? The guys there
Mm-hmm.
from Blackjack Esports are reading this on the elimination, and they know that that is chance for them to actually boost themselves further up on the
Mm-hmm.
leaderboard there. So definitely them 10-11 gonna be on the side or actually on the back foot going into this game. We already did see like the difference between points drop down a little bit, but right now, with them going out early, it does look like Blackjack is important to boost themselves even further up. As but now finding himself in a 1v4 situation. Good for one, swings towards the right hand side, looks for two, and indeed he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
find two. Now his HP bars are being entrenched,
Uh,
will fall, and ALPHASIEGE end up getting
mm.
5 eliminations as they go for a very courageous push out of Hacienda del Patron, and it did play out well for them in the end.
It's sad to see 10-11 leave the game this early. I mean, BJE are somewhere celebrating for sure, but 10-11 they might be feeling. I hope they're not feeling discouraged with this first game. It's sad seeing that it was Bot who was left alone. Bam Bam was leaving the place, and he was spotted and then knocked, taken back to lobby. Bot did a good job trying to get, the 2 knocks. And then since he was outnumbered, we had that one gun that I don't like, the DBS, and our player was taken back to lobby. I am so sad that, Bot could not do it. But we almost seen a one before. It's sad that the game is starting like this.
Yeah, we're still looking for our clutch moments, but I think I'm more pained. Not really pained because 10-11. Well, I'm more pained because right now it just feels like the one team that was still making things, look quite competitive at the top has gone out early now, right? So it could have been anybody. Is what it's just where I am, because I'm like, you know what? It could be any team, but definitely not the team that is still giving Blackjack Esports a run for their money there. But as I said, Blackjack Esports going to be rejoicing out there around Cruz the Valley. They'll be looking to grab their rotations, get into the circle, which we can see out there on the southern side. We did see the circle tease a little bit of Los Leones yesterday, and we're looking we're looking at the zone that might just be doing the same thing going into today. But in terms of like team locations, we've got 4B4M out there on the outskirts of Campo Militar and Tierra Bonca going for a very large split. And I really hope they're able to get themselves a lot of, loot heading into the circle. We do see Royal Academy Gaming out there in the water treatment area of the map around La Cobriera, if I'm not mistaken those names. Yep. We do have El Pozo being held by the players there from G3. Moving on towards the southern side or northern side of Monte Nuevo, we've got TERRORSIX Wakanda. Power Grid is going to be occupied by the players there from Dream Team. Team Aura or Aura Esports on your screen right now, just making their way towards Picado area of the map, as we did see them around Chumacera, which was pretty much occupied by 3 teams there. We can already see Why So Serious, Invincibles, and Active Gaming all finding themselves in this situation. And somewhere in the background, Why So Serious have lost 2 players, and Invincibles have lost 1. They did only come into this game with 2 players, so that's definitely not the attitude that we're looking forward to heading into the second day of the finals here in the COC.
But it's Jexy. Oh yeah, Jexy is holding the compound there. I'm hoping he doesn't expose himself from to the enemies next to him. Active Gaming. They're actually, I think, to show who they are. They haven't yet engaged in an early fight, and why so serious? Really a full team, like you said. It's quite unfortunate that there were just 3 players. 2 are in lobby, leaving 1 guy, and it's not going to work out for him there. And last player, Quantum player has been knocked and tested. Quite unfortunate what is happening. This is just the first game, first zone in Miramar, very big map, and we're losing players so fast.
Yeah, it just almost makes me feel like teams did not really do much of a research from yesterday's games. But I'll try not to jump into that conversation. Right now, it is very disappointing to see this amount of early fights going on into the game, and you can already see Gods of War. Like I can't even tell them not to push this one. They already did get that one thirst. Just want to see that proactive gameplay coming through from them. We're not really seeing a push come through yet, so that's still quite surprising. I'm trying not to give Active Gaming their flowers yet for saying they've not taken an early engagement. They still seem very close to the players there from Aura Esports, so I wouldn't give them that accolade yet. And I do not know what Gods of War are on, but hopefully that push is not going to be the end of them or the end of their run in this Miramar game.
One of their players just helped Quantum Africa get the kills there. The player threw a molly and it tested them. It took them back to lobby. It's really, really not working out for them. But luckily, they got their kills there. We can see a fight now. Bleeding Aura, the guy said, I know here. Engaging in a fight against Active Gaming. I was vouching for you guys. Come on, we have the first knock. Bleeding Aura getting. Who's this? Panto? Getting a first knock there. A push happening here. A second knock. Please tell me it's a wipe. We need a wipe now.
I know,
Because
right? We're
Bleeding
really
Aura
looking
has 2
forward,
knocks.
really looking for that clutch
I hope
factor
it's a
here.
wipe. I hope it's a wipe.
Really looking for it, man. As we can already see, Aura Esports looking to hold down their fort here. We can see Crusader coming in through for the supports. Dybala gonna have to hold up in this 1v2 situation. Hoping to buy himself a little bit of time before the cover fire and the cavalry comes through to save. But there's a lot of cover fire coming through from the side of Aura Esports. That's a very beautiful grenade. Gets the bounce, and Dybala would fall, leaving Gure being the last player there for Active Gaming. And once more, Active Gaming not quite able to complete those fights. Trying to, I need that proactivity coming through from Active Gaming, but we're seeing them slack and sleep a lot on that on those 4v4s.
I am trying to understand what is happening to them because when they were called Fast Esports, I don't understand. What? Okay, okay. I actually don't know what is happening to Active Gaming right now. When they were called Fast Esports, their game was actually really, really good. But right now, they're losing their games. They're not doing a good job. I don't know if it's the name getting to their head or something is happening to them. But let's just find out more. We have here TERRORSIX Wakanda player down, a nade from your favorite player there, Serpent, getting a Kobe, and an immediate thrust. This is actually a good fight. I don't see the other players from TR next to their teammate there. He has been knocked and casted with no one just next to him to help him. It's really not going well for these teams.
Yeah, pretty much really not going well. I mean, this is stage one. We've already lost 3 teams, a whole lot of players down back into the lobby as well. A couple of teams didn't even come in with a full squad, so it's not even fair. It's not even nice at all. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, hopefully, I'm one thing I'm still glad about is that majority of the teams are already in the pretty much all the teams are in the zone or in the circle already, apart from 4v4M, who are already making their way in. But right now everyone does seem to have a position in that circle. Pretty much relatively good position. That circle does move down towards the south. Nothing too stressful. Everyone can still make it towards the center again. To just hold on to better position in there. But to be honest, for teams that have already engaged in early fights, I'm glad that a couple of them were around that middle belt and top part of the leaderboard. Hopefully, that is going to open up the chance for a bit of more competition coming through from the lobby here.
I'm feeling as if BJE is getting the pressure here. They do not want to engage at all. Unlike 10-11, they seem to have been comfortable engaging in a fight. With everyone knowing that they're in #2, their chances of surviving, of course, yes, they were somehow 50-50. But if someone notices that this is 10-11, I'm fighting, I have a knock, I can get a fast. Once I've fasted and seen this is 10-11, I'm definitely taking this player back to lobby. BJE, for them, they have decided they are not engaging at any point. They have kept it silent throughout the game. They're playing along the edges of the map. It's quite interesting to see that they don't want to play aggressively. So it's kind of actually looking good for them. I don't know what about our esports are here. They're taking #3. They're still surviving. Yes, one player down, but they're definitely looking at that #2 with how they're playing tonight, the synergy, the nades, the
Mhm.
pushing together. They're not losing their teammates that easily.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 5 eliminations already up on board. Third position, looking to close that gap between themselves and 10-11. I believe that gap is about 30 points of a difference, about 36 points. So they do have a whole lot of ground to cover in terms of points. And thankfully, 10-11 already going out early is going to make things a little bit easier for them. Why so serious? A team that I was expecting to do good numbers from yesterday, but unfortunately not quite able to put those numbers into play. But we look forward to seeing them play better today. 35 points up on board, set in fourth position. Hopefully they're able to find their rhythm and their blues to get better placements going into today's games.
Yeah, that's actually true. I'm still wondering how they joined as the Wise Series team joined as a trio. I'm trying to understand. Probably the player was late to the game, or something just happened in between that made them lose the chance of joining as a full team. I usually stand for numbers, numbers, and numbers. They always help you along the way. Bleeding here, that is our esports and G3. I mean, your team is everywhere tonight. Serpent does not want to rest.
I mean, seeing the way they played yesterday,
Mhm.
a little bit underwhelming from what we expected from them heading into the finals. I'm not too
Mhm.
surprised to see them actually pulling up, an actual just hoping they do not let it into their heads and they do not let it affect them because sometimes being overly aggressive might not play out well for you, especially with the way players be thirsting, thirsting their elimination and thirsting their knocks in the lobby here. I think it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be very, 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 very tricky for them. They need to keep that aggression in bay and make sure it doesn't, be too aggressive. I mean, separate having all 4 eliminations, that is crazy
Mhm.
carrying out there.
But just to ask, I don't know these teams so well, but is G3 a known team in terms of their performance?
Well, not. there used to be a G3 that I knew, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely this is not them. This is G3 BTV, I believe. But
Mm-hmm.
they do, like, I know for one, the player there, Serpent. That is one person that I'm very familiar with, and I do know
Mm-hmm.
that that player is very good at the game. For the
Mm-hmm.
remainder of the team, I'm not overly familiar with them, but when you carry that G3 as an insignia, it is something that does it does come with a little bit of power.
So basically, which teams in the teams that are playing in the finale are you aware of their gameplay and they should be doing better than they're doing right now?
Invincibles for one. That's one thing that I'm very aware of their gameplay. I would expect them to do better. Gods of War would be another team that I'm really expecting more from. In terms of like how well they perform. As I said, I did see them play a couple tournaments earlier on this year, and I expected that they would be doing or showing putting up a better showing in this game. So that's another team whose gameplay I'm pretty much aware of. Dream Team is also another team that I'm aware of. However,
Mm-hmm.
Dream Team is not even showing me what I know them to do. So they're playing relatively
Mm-hmm.
better than I've seen them play in the past. So that is
Uh-huh.
another team that I'm very aware of as well. With respect to just knowing the teams, I do know Royal Academy, but not too much about how they play. And I am a little bit aware of the team there from Active. If yeah, that's the Somalian squad. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, for me, all I can say is I'm just learning how they play as of now. Of course, I've
Mm-hmm.
watched some of the games, NPL, I think Nigeria League, Nigeria Pro League.
Probably.
I've
Yeah.
watched the seasons for COC, I think from 19. So I've
Mm.
seen players that are familiar, but when it comes to game, I only know 10-11 is supposed to be performing well. I know Active Gaming should be doing the same. Or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
10-11 is a good team. Or what
I
is
mean,
happening?
they are showing it here in
Uh-huh.
the finals as well. They're showing it in the finals here that they really are that good team. Seated in all right, seated in second position as well. That is something that just goes to show that these guys are pretty much they're aware of how they play the game. Blackjack Esports, to be honest, I do not know. I don't know who the specific players are. I don't know if it's the old Blackjack Esports or if it's an entirely new roster. But to be honest, they
Mm-hmm.
are putting up the numbers and they are doing a good job while at it as well. I'm kind of glad that things have died down a bit in Miramar, where we're seeing everyone just relax a bit, focus more on those rotations, try to get those rotations in place. Because that is what I'd have expected them to do in the first and the opening seconds of the game, and not just go all guns blazing and just take out three teams in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So is Blackjack Esports the same? The player who's this BJEMG? Is it the same player?
I do not
The
know. Now
Was
MG
it the
was in the
player from
chat
this team?
yesterday. If MG is the same MG, if MG is here, what's your name? You know, because it's like I do not know who's on the Blackjack Esports team here. I'm not very familiar, at least not with these names. Maybe they were the old players that have the different name now. I do not know, but regardless, they are living up to the expectations and they are putting their money where their mouth is, or putting their mouth where their money is. However it works, they are doing it.
How is the mouth where the money is? Anyway, probably English. It's a hard language anyway. But we can
Right.
see BJE is actually closing in. Finally, we can see a little bit of action coming from them as they've been playing along the edges of the map. There, they've been avoiding the fights, but now it's time for us to see, will BJE make it to the top three, or even the winners of the first game of the night, or is there going to be streamers cast? That's what you called it.
Yeah, the caster curse.
I'm hoping it's not there tonight because we want to see new teams. Personally, want to see a new team take up the win tonight. We've seen BJE all through yesterday, three whole games and 10-11, stopping them there with the streak on winning Sunhawks game. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about tonight. I'm really hoping that I'm going to be surprised. I just don't want to see the same team. Although I'm for BJE, but tonight, let's say I try Aura Esports. They're doing some good job.
Yeah, we just don't want you just don't want the finals to not be like a finals anymore. Not just have one team run away with it. So definitely that is one thing to put in mind. I kind of feel bad for the side of RI Sports. Had a very great start. Unfortunately, had to go down to a self molly there from Lazy Man, unfortunately. And we're seeing more players disconnect. I hope they're able to find their way back into the game, and that doesn't quite put a pin into their works there. But anyway, a couple of teams out there in the blue zone. 4B4M still being one of those teams. I'm not understanding the rotation coming through from them, although they're already finding their way in. So that works towards that southern side. Invincibles have that one player just alive, so I can understand why he's still in that blue zone trying to find a way in. Blackjack seated in the center of the circle. We did see that type of gameplay come through from them yesterday, and they're looking to continue with that. They tend to go towards that center of the circle after, like, the second, third zones, and which is actually a great play, to be honest. It's the zone is still relatively big. You can still make that rotation through and find yourself in a great position, hold a beautiful building, and just do your scouting and the information gathering. But on towards the edge, we do have the side of Dream Team, Royal Academy squad also on that, Royal Academy gaming also on that edge side. And I believe this next zone shift would be the one that is going to force these teams to start taking those jabs at each other.
That's actually very true. The teams that have been left outside the zone have a lot to do. BJE, same strategy. The IGL from for BJE is actually really good at this point. He's making some really impressive calls here. They're at the center of the map. The zone shifted. They're still at the same place that is in the zone. The only problem they're going to have is the pressure when everyone is trying to get inside the zone and everyone wants the building that they're holding or the one Gods of War is holding. It's they've changed. Everyone has changed their strategy. When the game was starting, we had early fights. The game was hot. But now, as the game is going, people have decided, to take it slow. This being Miramar, we know how Miramar ends up being. You start feeling lazy, it becomes too long. You start losing patience. You see players deciding to push, trying their luck, trying to see which team is this next to us, and then they just end up, mixing what they were doing that was well. It becomes all just for nothing.
We'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that the violence starts to ensue as the day keeps going in. 12 teams still alive, impressive numbers in terms of number of teams alive, and that is a very impressive spray as well coming through from Inferno to get that first knock on towards this idea of Royal Academy Gaming. Gives this idea of NOXIOUS a little bit of time, and this is the thing that we're talking about yesterday. That first knock is there, right? So what is the action that you're going to take about it? There's 3 more players. You're well where one of the other players is. What push are you making? Where are the grenades? Because from this position that Zinx is currently standing, he can start to chunk those grenades, make that player 7k a little bit uncomfortable. But he's not doing that, right? So we're starting to see, that indecisiveness come through from the team. And now the side there of Royal Academy Gaming are able to, recuperate, get themselves back in check, gather the information they need, and be able to come up with a counter strategy. You want to make sure you're being fast with all of this, so that way you kind of know how you're making your decisions and you're taking your fights as quickly as possible, clearing out any obstructions that you might have.
Yeah, that's actually true. I was about to say they're not playing like you and deciding to do a full send. They're taking their time. They're not exposing themselves. Even though we can see Royal Academy is doing that thing where they're flanking. That's actually really good because Team Noxious here is just holding the same place, and anything could happen. They have not moved. Royal Academy here is changing. They're going all the way around. Probably will hit them with the surprise. I'm hoping that's the case. If not, and they're flanking, they might be the ones that will be surprised by another team that is just next to them, and they're losing players there. We can see one of them has already been taken back to lobby.
That's not fair, to be honest. For Royal Academy, I feel like they could have gotten that revive, but it does look like they focus so much on finding where the players there from NOXIOUS are. This is a 3-way fight going on here as 4B4M now get themselves into the mix. Would lose one to Sky there, as we do see the remainder of the players there from 4B4M looking to find their way through, but unfortunately they've been caught off guard. I thought they had the information, but they did not. So we're seeing them drop numbers now towards the side there of NOXIOUS. This is not something that should have happened, and 4B4M are playing this very, very poorly, because I do not understand what Aniklov is trying to do here. Like, what's the plan? Where are the grenades? We pointed this out from the top teams yesterday, that the teams that we're seeing play at the top of the leaderboards, the ones that are dominating the lobby, we see them use a lot of throwables. We're seeing them use their grenades a lot. We're seeing them use the smokes. But every other team not quite looking to learn from what was played yesterday. Watching the game back is not just about watching how you played. It's like watching how the top teams play, things that they are doing that you can kind of incorporate into your own gameplay. These are the things that I'm hoping and I was hoping to see heading into today's games. But right now it does seem like everyone was just sleeping, went to bed yesterday. I'm like, how'd you go to bed when you have one team that just almost won all 4 chicken dinners?
Yeah, how do you do that? Because it has to be a wake up call for the players here. But it's true, from the way they're playing, it seems like no one did their homework. Everyone went home and decided to sleep, and we can see the results here. People are not making the right calls. We are not having teams getting up to 19 grenades thrown. We don't have that like yesterday. It's just people are just playing at random. It's as if it's not a finale. It's just a game that people want to play instead of playing like a finale. We need the thrill. We need the anxiety. What will happen here? But we can somehow predict what is happening because of the calls that these teams are making tonight. It's not going well.
Yeah, not going well at all. ALPHASIEGE now find themselves in a little bit of a pinch down towards the south as they're caught in between the side of Dream Team and the players there from 4B4M. Fortunately for them, 4B4M is down as a 2-man squad, so that is one place they can kind of gear towards. But the side there of ALPHASIEGE now starting to lose players. That grenade, one that landed up onto their teammates, so that's not fun times for them. As we do see Dream Team now starting to do a little bit of scouting, but here comes Keezy in that 1v2 push. Good for one as he gets that reload, looking for the next one, but the third party is very imminent. He does drop as 4v4M would claim that elimination. And here comes Dream Team though. Hazard trying to hold on the forwards, but that run over would be shutting them down in their tracks. And we're going to be saying goodbye to ALPHASIEGE there. Team Aura still alive, but they're down and heavily injured. Already losing 2 players. They're down, knocked. And they do need to grab at least 1 HP bar back up and also at least 1 revive. But I guess that will not be happening as we do lose every team that is closely behind or that was relatively close to the side of Blackjack Esports, or even 10-11. All of them are out now, and it's like, what, Blackjack might just run away with this. We're down to the final 6 teams, and Blackjack is still alive.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw the guy getting the kill there. At least the license. He doesn't have a license, but seems to have gone quite well for him there. He got an immediate kill for that team, and it's good to see that. For BJE, this might be one easy win for them, seeing how teams here are destroying it for each other. We have Team NOXIOUS here and Royal Academy. They're making it hard for each other. Dream Team is also next to them. BJE is nowhere around this fight. They have made they've decided they don't want to fight, but it seems they're actually in a fight right now. One knocked there from Dream Team. Oh, what is happening here? We have third parties, Royal Academy helping the teammates there from NOXIOUS, and that is it for Dream Team. What is happening tonight?
Man, Dream Team decided to go for that full send outside the circle as well, and that did not play out too well for them. But here comes Blackjack, and I believe MG's MG that I know. But anyway, we do see grenades, the trade of grenades back and forth, cooked and uncooked, coming through from Inferno as well, trying to buy himself a little bit of time. But we do already see Blackjack starting to throw out those grenades more. MGZ throwing out some more, but not quite able to get any to connect there. Dream Team gonna have to step up here, and we already see Lola doing in the damage, and there comes Inferno with the Groza. Finds that first knock onto the side here of Blackjack Esports, looking and feeling zesty. Might want to push that one, but Dream Team down to the final player in Slinger. Inferno is going to be telling him thank you for showing up. Sends him back in. And Inferno from NOXIOUS doing the damage, surviving for his team. But the question is for how long? And the answer is most likely not too long, as Gods of War would capitalize on that one coming through. And I was about to touch on God of War as per they've come in today and they're actually playing relatively better. 9 eliminations already being up, and now they're in a 3v3 or 3v2 up against the side of Blackjack Esports. All things being considered, Gods of War should be getting and walking home with this chicken dinner.
You're rooting for them? You're rooting for Gods of War?
I mean, I'm rooting for the team that is, on the bottom of the leaderboard. So yes, I mean, we did call them out yesterday, asking the questions, where is the Gods of War that we've been seeing all year long? You want to see Gods of War pull up a very good performance that we know them to, and not the passive gameplay that we saw coming through from them yesterday. So, if this is going to be the start of them having good games, I will take that, and I'm going to appreciate it. So I really look forward to them, clutching this one out. They do have the numbers advantage as well. So as I said, all things being considered, they shouldn't be losing this game.
Definitely, they shouldn't. And at first, they didn't know BJE's location, but now they seem to have spotted them. So I'm hoping, okay, the same thing. I'm hoping that they do it, because I think they're the last team in the results as of yesterday. They are the last team, and it's good to see that they have made it to the top 2 despite their results yesterday. They seem to be motivated, and I hope they do it tonight. I hope they take BJE. One knock there, Angry Mash is down. Gods of War have the upper hand. They should do something. Damage being registered there on Gods of War. The zone making it hard for MGZ. He's trying to make it in. He is in. Gods of War players looking for him, and you have your win. Let's go. Gods of War for the win.
Yes, sir. Gods of War looking to get started. And I really hope this is the start of something new for them, at least a little bit to climb up the top of the leaderboards. Definitely something that will play out well for them. That was 11 eliminations and a winner chicken dinner going up towards the side there of Gods of War. And that is definitely something that we really, really appreciate. So Gods of War, I'm glad that, from yesterday to today, we're already starting to see an improvement. I'm trying not to overhype this because, to be honest, I do not know if they can continue with this consistency that we've seen from them, or if they're just going to fall off again. So hopefully this is not the one good game out of 4 thing. This is going to be the start of, a good game for the first one, and hopefully they're able to get themselves even better performances heading into the remaining games for the day.
Honestly, you don't have to be hard on yourself. It's fine if you want to hype it up for tonight, for the first game. I mean, they were the last team when it came to the leaderboard, and now that they have made #1 for the first game, it's quite commendable for them, and I think that should be enough drive for them to take more wins as they continue to play. We have there, who's this top with the most eliminations, 5 eliminations, but funny thing there, Control has the most damage. It seems like he was giving the team there some good amounts of cover when it came to their fights.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Control with that Mini 14 doing a whole lot of damage there, so I'm not too surprised to see that player out here getting the most damage there for the team. Also getting the most knockouts as well, with 4 knockouts there. I guess that's the kind of power that you have when you're wielding a weapon that is capable and suitable for long range on the map there of Miramar. Beautiful eliminations coming through from the side of Gods of War. 11 in total, 9 knocks, stole 2 eliminations. Team Noxious also doing quite the number, and to be honest, I'm glad to see that we finally have a head-to-head between 2 teams that were on the bottom of the leaderboards coming from yesterday's game. This just goes to show that, okay, at least we're starting to see a little bit of hope coming through from these teams. So yeah, Team Noxious, 7 eliminations, 1,100 damage done on board. I'm very impressed about that one. I like that. Going into the next game, I'd like to see you guys step up and even do even better. And man, when we start to talk about head-to-head, it's Serpent up against Top. Serpent with 7 eliminations in total. Unfortunately, G3 not quite able to balance it out with the placement points. But when it comes to elims, Serpent was popping off.
But he was doing a good job. Serpent was actually dominating for a while there. I'm just hoping for the next games that the players from his team get to, keep up with his game. They need to make him feel that he's actually doing something when it comes to the eliminations, the damage, trying to keep the team's name up there. They should actually focus on that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they only finished the game with 7 eliminations, and all 7 eliminations went to that one player. It's not even like he was a solo. They were alive as a full squad. So pretty much the rest of the squad there from G3 needs to up their game and get back in check. A couple of zeros down the board. We're seeing it coming through from the side here of Quantum Africa, TERRORSIX WAKANDA, the side there of I lose or I forget the last team that is on there. But to be honest, not so much great numbers coming through, even Invincibles as well. As much as I want to commend the amount of high damage numbers we have up on board, I still have to talk about some of those teams that were not able to get themselves some eliminations heading into this game. But man, in terms of damage, look at the damage numbers coming through from Team Aura there. Over 1,000 damage that they were able to secure. They do quite a number of damage here. And then if you look at this, right, We're looking at throwables being used all across the board, and to be honest, these are not impressive numbers. Seeing like what we saw yesterday, I mean, Gods of War able to do 9 grenades is impressive. But to be honest, compared to the average of 15 that we're seeing from Blackjack Esports and 10-11 yesterday, I think some of these players still have to up their games in terms of throwables.
That's actually true. We did not see people using their nades. You were even advising them as if you're the IDL, trying to make them use their throwables there, but no one wanted to use them. We only saw Aura Esports trying to use their nades there. And I'm not surprised to see actually Bleeding Aura amongst the top 3 players with good performance here. It was Serpent there with good damage, having a whole total of 7 eliminations. He was flourishing. We have to give him that. And I'm hoping that this actually goes on throughout tonight's games, and probably they'll get themselves a win.
Yeah, to be honest, and we're starting to see a trend here, because when it comes to those long range, long distance eliminations, we start to see just the players there from Aura Esports. They're the ones that keep doing those long range damage. I really hope another player, another team actually does decide to step up the challenge and give these guys a run for their money. But anyway, total rescues continues to reduce from yesterday. We got 54 eliminations, nothing too surprising, given that we didn't have all 64 players load up into the lobby. 10 revives coming in through. Those revives are still very, very low coming through from yesterday, and we did see quite the number of players emphasizing that they're getting those elimination points. So to be honest, that is good stuff to see in terms of like general mindset of where the players are. But at the same time, I did see a couple players go down in that last game. I mean, at the early fights with team Quantum Africa, right? They did get a very long range knock onto one of their players, and they were not able to grab that revive. We didn't see any smokes to ward off the enemy. So these are things that could actually, you, as much as I'm saying, oh, everyone's grabbing their thirst, it's still a thing of you need to also be able to keep yourself as a full squad for longer, right? So if you're losing one player, smoke up, try to grab that revive as quickly as possible, as compared to just trying to fight it all the time and losing players anyhow. I mean, there were 2 teams where we saw 2 times where we saw people lose players for no reason, and I hope that does not continue to happen. But I'm not going to talk too much and bore you guys. We've got 3 more games to go. We'll be heading into Erangel right after this break.
Bye bye, BRB.
Take that. Take that. Take that. Now Take that. Take them. Now. Take them.
The lights are on, the road is set, the plane is getting fueled up, and we are getting ready to head into the map there of Erangel. See a little bit of normalcy, hopefully, going into this next game of the day. Erangel is locked in and loaded. How are you feeling, Mitch Gaming?
I am ready. I am so ready for Erangel because, I mean, this is my map. If you ask me this stone, where is this stone, I will tell you where it is in Erangel. This is my map. I'm happy, and I'm hoping we see new winners again, not BJE for game 2. So yeah, let's see how it goes tonight.
Heading into this game, I know I'm one that preaches consistency, but I don't want to see BJE in the top 4. Matter of fact, I want to stretch that to the top 5, to be honest, you know, because like we do need a little bit of competition up the top, and at the same time, I want those middle belt teams, the top teams as well, to really step up their game. And when I start to talk about the middle belt teams, you know, we're looking at the G3s, we're looking at Active Gaming, we're looking at Invincibles, you know, I don't want to say Aura because they're up to the top, you know, ALPHASIEGE, these are teams that, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing them pull up a great performance going into the rest of the games today. So Erangel, as we're about to get in there, first thing I do not want to see, I know that Mitch wants this a lot, but I do not want to see a hot drop. Please.
It's so normal in Erangel, to be honest. I wouldn't promise you it's not going to be there, but being Erangel, it's Erangel. I mean, teams like Active Gaming, I'm sorry I'm mentioning them again, but this is their thing, landing hot drops, engaging in early fights. So let's just hope that one team doesn't do that.
I hope so. To be honest, I don't even want it to be a norm in the map of Erangel, because once again, Erangel is big enough. Like, I think every map is big enough to accommodate 16 teams without having that hot drop, right? And well, scratch that. There can be hot drops now, because what is this playing path?
It is not a beautiful playing path. It is not looking good. To be honest, this might just force the teams to either look for vehicles and retreat far away, or have to force the teams to engage in these early fights. I am not even sure what is going to happen anymore at this point.
I sincerely hope the zone doesn't go towards the military island. I think that's the only justification. I want a chaotic game, so I would love to see a zone that goes up towards Severny or maybe Yasnaya Poliana. That is something that would be fun to see. But unfortunately for teams that like to land around Jojo Pole, we're talking about the Invincibles, the I believe we saw Gods of War there yesterday as well. We saw a little bit of 4v4M out there in Georgia Pole as well. All of those teams are the ones that are going to have to look for how they can find vehicles and rotate all the way to Georgia Pole, or maybe go for a secondary drop spot. Dream Team, this is one thing that I was saying yesterday, because I know Dream Team to land somewhere around the ferry pier towards the quarry area, and now we're seeing them in that position. So yesterday, seeing them around the bridge of Novo or on the military island was something that was weird for me to see, which is why I kept on saying, why are they there? I mean, they did make it work at the end of the day, but it's still a thing of I didn't expect them to be there at all. And even despite this playing path, we're still not seeing any team out there in the Sosnovka military base, and that just goes to, like, if I was expecting to see any teams there, I would expect to see Active Gaming or this idea of Dream Team, but none of those teams went there. Makes me wonder what they were fighting for yesterday. Like, so what was all that ruckus about?
Yeah, it begs the question, because look at how empty it is. There's only one team on that side of military base. We have only Novo there. We have Aura Esports is there. Yesterday, Fieri Pier was empty. Primosk was empty, and we still see Primosk is empty. I don't know what is happening, but people do not want
Oh,
these places at all, at all. Active Gaming and not engaging in any fights, thank God, and they're alone.
for now.
So we hope it goes that. We hope so. It's going to be that way for this game.
I mean, we see them in Pochinki, and now that I see them in Pochinki, I kind of wonder who landed Pochinki yesterday. But I guess that doesn't really matter for the time being. Everyone does seem to be on that southern edge of the circle. Zone goes up, or is looking like a zone that would set up for a nice northern zone here, so nothing too crazy. We do see Noxious having their fun here in the library. Once again, they did lose a player early. There was this idea of 10-11. I believe that was in the Rockos, all looking for a vehicle as well. But Noxious Gaming will be having fun around that shelter area of the map. Lipovka being held by Blackjack Esports. Definitely not a place I'm not surprised to see them there. I know them to have that place as one of their drop locations as well. Yasnaya is still being empty for the time being till 10-11 makes their way over there. 4v4M chilling around the chopsticks around the Gatka area of the map. Why so serious on the outskirts of them? God of War on your screen are currently situated in the southern edge of the map around the ferry pier. That's where they're chilling with Dream Team Inquiry, Quantum Gaming, or Quantum Esports, or Quantum Africa are out there in school. Rozok is empty for the time being. We do see Royal Academy Gaming making their way to the Watertown. Invincibles coming in with only what, two players, I guess. Yeah, Invincibles with only two players, and I do have to say this, or three players. Every time I see the Invincibles, I've mentioned this. Every time I see the Invincibles, especially in finals, they never complete. They never have a full squad. They are always down by one player. They're always looking for why.
Probably internet issues, or let's assume the guy forgot there were finals tonight and decided they don't want to, play the finals, or I don't know, they went out. It's a Saturday. Depends where you are, but it's probably a Saturday, and they might have been, one player probably is somewhere having a good time, thinking whether it's worth it to play the finale.
Yeah, it's almost like every time I see them, they just need one player. They either need they're always looking for a free agent, or they're never a complete squad. And it's always crazy because
Mhm.
they're usually a complete squad heading into like the semifinals, the quarterfinals, the group stages. But then it's just the finals. Whenever they get into the finals, it's almost like they're always missing one or two players. And I really hope they have an answer to that and they're looking to fix that one. We're starting to see a little bit of engagement come through as Wise So Serious start to boost players towards the side of 4v4M. Risk is there to, exert his revenge on the rest of the players there from 4v4M. That player is down to a slither of HP though, and Nick Love. And I do not think Why So Serious wants that player to go scot-free. And Nick Love would eventually
Oh.
fall, and the rest of 4v4M now have to come through to play Calvary for their teammates. And to be honest, this is I don't want to say this is sad. To be honest, they could have landed separately. They could have chosen not to fight. But anyway, they are choosing to take this fight here. Magician looking to get tagged up from the side, trying to see if they can salvage at least one revive there. But I do not think Why So Serious want that one to happen. We just see a couple of smokes being deployed. That is good news to see for the time being. And I really want
Yeah,
to
for
see
the
a play
time
coming through
being,
from
yeah.
Why So Serious.
I don't know. For before, if I were the last two guys and this is the situation, this is the first zone, nothing has happened. Why are we still here? I would have definitely retreated, avoiding this fight at all costs. You can see the opposition there where they are. They should probably rethink their strategy as a team and come up with better calls when it comes to fights. Are they worth it or not? But I can see a
That's a good
Kobe.
name.
Please tell me it's a Kobe. Not a
Not quite on the money, but the other one and the cover fire from behind will definitely take down that player. And now 4v4M down to just the last player there in Sammy, and then it takes three knocks before you finally get into your buggy and decide to make the run for it. 4v4M gonna have to survive the rest of this game with one player. I think just because of the team count, I would say I am still okay. I still have a little bit of a smile on my face. There's still 16 teams alive. Around the Western Bridge, we do have Gods of War looking to scout out and find some of the players there from ALPHASIEGE. I think both teams are looking to gatekeep any team that might have landed on the military island. But now they've run into each other, and I look forward to seeing or not seeing this fight happen. I know this is a fight where both teams can actually leave, especially ALPHASIEGE. I would expect to see them starting to make their escape strategy, find those vehicles that they can use to, get out of this position as quickly as possible.
They really should. There, even for Gods of War, I'm here clenching myself. I'm wondering why they want to do this. They shouldn't really engage in a fight. I'm hoping that they know where they are as of now. It's interesting that they moved from hash 16 to hash 7 with just one game.
One game.
So if they just take it seriously, they keep the same momentum, pick the right fights, know when to hold grounds, just making the right calls, then definitely we might see them taking another leap, because that's actually really huge. From 16 to 7, that's no joke. They're almost entering the top 5 bracket, which is really good. And they should really change their calls. I don't know about these games for tonight. We've seen Miramar, very funny calls from the IGLs. Same to Erangel. I'm hoping you don't see the same calls. A good thing, no team has left the lobby yet. We're still
Yeah.
in 16.
Yeah, and I think that is, majorly because of that playing path, right? That playing path, forcing everyone to either look for vehicles or just find a place to land and loot up. So thankfully for now, everyone seems to be quite focused on how they're going to make it into the next circle, given that the playing path was very southern and the circle is up towards the north. So we're seeing most of these teams already trying to find their way in. But anyway, we might be getting a little bit of an engagement here, as Revenant Africa did get out with the Donuts last game, 0 eliminations. And this time they're already taking a couple jabs towards the side of G3. And to be honest, if they know if G3 are going to come with that same energy that they came in with that first game, I would expect them to crash into that building and start taking that fight. But it doesn't look like they are interested in that. And Revenant as well, not quite having an interest in that one as well, as they move closer to the bridge, which is a play that I'm going to respect, because that zone is not one that we can really tell where it is going. We do not know if it's going to go north. We do not know if it's going to go south. So if you're close to at least a bridge where you can cross, it's going to make life a little bit easier for you when the zone eventually makes its decision.
Gods of War already has one player down. He's not. It seems they have taken the revive. Okay, that's good. But I'm really hoping they don't get these fights. I don't know why I'm vouching for them. Probably because they showed promising gameplay the first game. So for now, they still got the knock when they were holding the same positions. They should probably rethink that. It's really not looking good for them at all. And when I'm looking at the map from my end, where we have Invincibles, we might just have a fight there. Active Gaming is in a fight also. It's just we need to see that. We need to see what is happening between Active Gaming and Quantum Africa.
Yeah, and that play coming through from Gods of War is just where I start to question their consistency, right? Because it's like at this point it's pointless. Like you've gotten knocked, right? You've gotten that revive up, you've had to waste one medkit, right? Like there's no point taking the fight, just leave. Like there's no point trying to keep them. I know they're probably waiting for the zone, but this is a team that probably would have vehicles of their own, and they can just leave there and just get further into the circle. So it's a little bit confusing and baffling for me. But I believe Gods of War have a plan, and maybe they're gonna make that plan work and tell me to shut up. I'm really hoping that is what the case would be, or maybe Alpha Siege would be able to turn the tides and flip the tables just right over them. I mean, both teams are very close to each other on the leaderboards. They might as well. Out here in school is where we've got Active Gaming and Quantum Africa. I do not think these guys got the information that guns are not allowed in schools. But they've brought guns here, and they're looking to make them go all out blazing.
That's true. I'm seeing nades. Fates there is holding another nade, trying to get a knock on active gaming. I don't know why. Like you say, they brought guns to school, but that's not even the point. Why are they taking this fight? One of the players from Active Gaming is actually open field. I don't know if it's Gure there. He's moving with a vehicle. He's open field, trying to get the rotation going on there. But Active Gaming should definitely try and prove us wrong. So far, we've not said anything good about them. I am maybe in the ring leader on that because I've not seen them keeping up their word on being that good team. They are really good. I've seen them play when they were playing PMAC. So I don't understand what is happening now. When they were playing the Africa Cup, they did a really, really good job. So what's changing right now that they're not doing that? They're not giving us the clutches. They're not giving us impressive calls because they know how to make calls. They can hold a compound and not engage. I saw it live on PMAC. What is not happening when it comes to COC?
I mean, I know
Yeah.
sometimes with that change in insignia, it does come with a little bit of responsibilities that could overwhelm you as a player sometimes. So maybe that might be the case. The other hand, it could also be a situation where it's just the nerves, the anxiety. I know with different tournaments, you do go in with different attitudes, different states of mind, and also the quality of the lobby that you currently find yourself in, or the teams that are in the lobby that you find yourself in, would also be a bit of a factor there. But right now they're still chilling in school. The zone still has, or the zone is still in their favor. The school is pretty much a place that you can relatively push easily, smoke up a couple blind spots or a couple open spots really, and find your way in. Down towards that south, we're starting to see Gods of War take those shots towards Alpha Siege. A fight that has inevitably now begun. Both teams deciding to go for it, and we're starting to see trade of knocks back and forth.
Yes, we are. I am looking at the map there. I can see BJE was actually in the same place as 10-11. I don't know why they didn't take that fight. That would have been a good fight to see. Two dominant teams taking the fight would have been really a fight to see there. Gods of War are not doing a good job here. Like you said when the game was ending for the first game, you said you don't want to keep your hopes up because you don't know how they're going to take these games. And it seems like you were right. They're doing exactly that. They're not keeping their end when it comes to good games.
Yeah, I mean they're currently out in the blue zone. Just ooh, the flashbang! Come on, Dybala, act on it! Act on it! Act on it! Let's go! He did
What
get knocked
happened?
there, but he did. Oh, it was. Oh, actually, it's a self-nade because it came through from his teammates.
Oh,
Oh, that is not nice. The communications
uh-huh.
not there for the team. As Active Gaming now find themselves on the disadvantage, down by one player, they might need to grab that revive. They do need to grab that revive as quickly as possible. And indeed, that player is being tended to at the moment. Quantum now down by one. Now the tides are even. It's a 3v3. And Active Gaming can push with a little bit more courage. We see them already going for the isolating play. Two players moving together. Aegon able to get himself a little bit of damage there, and the information is now spread as they await the push coming in through from the rest of the team there. Gure now has to hold on his own. Doesn't quite listen very well, and he does fall. Superboy trying to hold on in the 1v2 situation or make that 1v3, and he's good to do a lot of damage up onto Dybala, looking to hold on the forts. Dybala forced to heal now. Where is the rest of Quantum Africa? Why are they wasting the time? Where is everyone? Clutcher
No
comes
way.
in, does get knocked. What is the play here? As Active Gaming buying themselves that Clutcher. Jelly, you have to move.
That is quite unfortunate. Clutcher was full HP and the player from Active was actually high, but they have somehow managed the fight against Active Gaming. But how is that possible, Clutcher? He was knocked with Dybala on 0 HP. That is not a good look. That is not good.
At all, and instantly getting thirsted as well. That is not fun times. It does look like G3, Blackjack Esports, and 1011 have been having a little bit of fun there. Currently somewhere on that on the northern side of the circle. 1011 now making that push up onto G3. Gorilla now having to hold on the fort, jumps outside the window, looks for the knock, but cannot find it. As 1011 remain as a full squad this time. 4 eliminations to their name, and G3 will get sent back into the lobby early on in the game in 14th place.
Oh, easy, G3. Easy. That's all I can tell them. I don't know what has happened there. BJE is actually giving this Noxious a hard time. And now that the fight has happened against 1011, they're not that far. I believe they're on the left side here where they are, just above them. That is where 1011 is. So if 1011 decides to scout around here, you can see how split BJE is at the moment. If a Chinese guy is knocked there, Icy might not get the revive. It's going to be quite a hard fight for them to take. The other player from BJE is also quite far. So I'm hoping to see this fight. For G3, it's really not a good day for them tonight. Serpent trying to make it a good day for them. But as a team, it is not really working out for them.
And this is where it starts to question, the mindset of the team, because Serpent is there trying to make it work, or at least in the first game he was, but right now not quite able to keep up the consistency. The team, eventually going down. There's only so much you can carry your team for, as we're starting to see Blackjack Esports send those shots through. I know them to be a team that really loves the long range engagement, as they are very versatile with the long range. And that would be the first knock there coming through from Chinese. We already see players in the vehicles going through for that crash. It's definitely something that is inevitable. And there we go. There goes the crash. Grenades are going to be pulled real soon, as that revive does look to come through from the side there of Noxious Gaming. Down towards the floor, Icy is going to spot Lord for the pre-knock. And the Molly there is going to find Sky. 2 players down for Noxious, and they're down to just the one. They know exactly where he is, or at least do they? I think they know there was a player shooting from the other building, but they do have to call some Chinese, and IC would be the ones to come and handle that last player.
There are 2 nades being held, one from Noxious and one from BJE. We go, Oopsie. Kobe! That was beautiful. I won't even lie, that nade was too good. Too good.
That is grenading at its finest, to be honest, and that is what we've been asking for all the teams in the lobby. And I'm glad to see that Blackjack Esports showing every other team in the lobby that this is how you do it. This is what you do when you've got those grenades in hand. You get yourself 4 sweet eliminations and boost yourself further up on the leaderboard. And I think this game would be the game that is going to get BJE crossing into those hundreds. And to be honest, once they cross that 100 mark or 100 points mark in 2 days, we're just halfway through the day today, that is going to be a very impressive feat coming through from Blackjack Esports. They would have run away with the tournament at that point.
Yeah, that is actually true. And I told you when the finale was starting that BJE, once they get a knock, there will be someone getting the push. They will just wait for that one knock. It happened the same for Noxious. One of them was just knocked, and immediately we saw Angry Mash coming into the vehicle there, throwing the mollies, cooking these guys. And the Chinese guy took another flank because he had a better view. He knew there was someone else on the next building. Went for that push. I saw a beautiful Kobe. I fell for the Kobe. Just as I was talking, the team 4 there has been taken back to lobby. Quite sad for them.
4 really we see them. Yeah, we've been seeing 4 be, struggling, especially with their rotations, That was the same thing we saw from them yesterday as well. Getting caught up on rotation in both Erangel games, and now going into this Erangel game again, they're still not doing so well on that rotation. To be honest, I do not know what the play is there for the side of 4v4M, but they really need to get those rotation in place, study the lobby, try to know where to expect teams, or maybe at this point it's just going to be a thing of they just need to learn how to defend wherever position they find themselves in, But I mean, holding the ruins is not something that I'll be expecting from a full squad. I would rather, you hold the building, hold the compound, hold the high ground, hold a better position. So hopefully, side of 4v4M are able to work on that one.
That is true. We hope that they get to listen to your words, even though by the time they get here, probably I'm hoping they were watching the live and they had your advice and they took it for it and probably applied it on the next game. But just looking at how the map is, the zone is shifting now, we're going to have players trying to squeeze themselves in buildings because the zone that is going to be safe for people there, the houses that they can take for cover, and not that many for where the zone is shifting to right now. So if a team has already secured a building, then you guys might just have to smoke them out, either by nades, mollies. The last game we did not see any troubles being used very well, but this game already Chinese has been able to do a grand opening for us for the nades. I'm hoping to see more of that from the teams. But the zone shifting here, we might have a really good games happening because people might need to smoke each other out from the buildings. We might see it exactly.
This is one very tricky zone because, in as much as it looks like White Sorcerers has a very good position, the low grounds, it kind of gets hard because right now they have a very good position on towards the side there of Dream Team. But I mean, when you start to look at where the Invincibles are, they're almost untouchable if you're currently seated on the bottom of Mount Everest there. So, White Sorcerers do have a great position. If they're able to capitalize upon to Dream Team, that is something that would work out well for them. And every other team now has to make it into the lobby here. Blackjack Esports, 1011, Gods of War, Revenant Africa, Bleeding, and the rest of Aura Esports, Quantum Africa. All of these teams find themselves outside the circle. And this circle, the new one, does not even have seeing teams fighting it out. And Blackjack Esports would lose one player to the side there of 1011. And 1011's grabbed that thirst now. They know exactly who they're up against. And you can see the urgency that they're treating this matter with. They know there is a 10-point difference, and they are pushing up onto that one. Here comes the push. Grenades in the hands of the players there from Blackjack Esports, looking for a knock. And indeed, Bam Bam would get spotted. MGZ goes for the instant thirst. 1011 cannot and will not reply that one for the time being. They've got 5 eliminations, but Gods of War are in the vicinity, and they are playing third party. Their third party seems to be helping the side there of Blackjack more, but
Let's
the grenades,
go.
you cannot run from them, as Money can sends that grenade towards MGZ, gets that player down, but Blackjack still have Chinese alive. 2 players still up, sending those grenades back towards the side of 1011, not backing down. And Gods of War, they're really not making things easy for the side of 1011 here.
Ooh, not at all. We can see Gods of War third party in this fight back to back. BJ is having a hard time right now. They're getting nades from 1011. They're trying to get 1011, but Gods of War are making it hard. Honestly, my hands are up. All I'm saying is Gods of War do something, because if these two teams survive this fight, they won't make it easy for Gods of War. We know that. They will not make it easy at all.
One thing I appreciate from both teams is just the urgency at which they treat matters, right? Instantly, you see 10-11 grab their revive and they're out of there, because this is not a fight that pays them anymore, right? God of War is just there doing the third party and getting themselves the damage numbers, but they cannot ideally act on it, because that is not a place you can push up to. And now it's like 10-11 is out of there, Blackjack is out of there, God of War still in the blue zone. You have to make these decisions as quickly as possible. But everyone's heading into the circle. The ruins does seem to be the POI for everyone. Invincibles now have to hold down the churches here in the ruins and hope that they can stand their ground as the rest of the team start to crash into it. Out on the south is where we've got 10-11. Blackjack Esports making that Hail Mary full send again into the center of the circle, and they are doing it. They will be crashing up onto the side of Aura Esports, but for the time being, we focus on Revenants and Invincibles as they go toe-to-toe.
This is awesome. Look at the zone. It just left these guys. BJE is also having a hard time there as they were coming towards the zone. They have one of their players is already down. So this zone is not really friendly to anyone at this point. Everyone has to shift again. The only team that is actually safe somehow at some point is only Aura Esports, but everyone else is having a hard time. Gods of War making it hard for Revenants AF. Kobe from Invincibles player Rage. The man is angry. The guy is throwing nades. They are working for Invincibles right now, but you can see Gods of War is just behind this fight. Again, third party, some damage there. Will there be a knock? We have a knock there. Paramore, yes? Getting a knock on Gods of War player. I mean, Gods of War, yes, you can have your third party fights, but are they working?
This is a very tricky zone, as I said. You're getting knocked by a different person than the person that is thirsting you, and the person you're fighting is most likely not the person who's knocking you as well. So all these teams really need to find a way out of the ruins now, because it's no longer in that circle. There's 10 teams left. Blackjack Esports are out. So my prediction or my want from the beginning of the game definitely did come to pass. We do not want them in that top 5, at least not for now. They will not be breaching into 100 points just yet, but there's no stopping them from reaching that 100 points in the next game here. Revenants needs to make a move. Throwing on the floor is definitely not it, but I think they're going to be waiting for Invincibles to take that move first. Because they understand that the Invincibles have to get out of here before they can make their way into the zone. They do have to stay away from the
Yeah, the team that you said had the best spot there. We thought that because they were uphill, they had a better slot compared to everyone else in the zone. But look at the zone; it's still doing wonders. It's not making it easy for these guys. The only team that held the compound, just as I was predicting, and I hope it goes that way. The only team with the zone is the only team that is going to make it to be able to fight till the final fight of the game.
And that is going to be Aura Esports holding up on that northeastern edge, in case you're wondering what Mitch is talking about. Grenades now being sent towards Gods of War as they face up the side there of Invincibles. There's a love story between both teams here, and it is quite poetic to see here. And that's a very good grenade coming through from Paramore. And eventually Revenant would step into the mix to get those knocks. But then, side of Invincibles, they definitely see those players making those moves. That player is sparking, and down he falls. There's third party coming through from Aura Esports, but Invincibles realize that there's still a player behind them. They cannot start to make that move. The spread from Aura Esports is wonderful. However, the zone bless goes towards the side there of Why So Serious, who are looking down towards the south of that circle and doing a whole lot of damage. Dream Team still alive one way or the other, and I'm waiting for them to start popping off on that elimination feed as well.
Yeah, the zone is still shifting. Invincibles have really impressed me on that fight that was happening there. They got their kills there on Madara as he was trying to get towards the zone. I mean, they're really trying to balance this out. They're trying to fight Revenant's player Sleepy here. They're trying to fight Aura Esports. We can see Quantum Africa already has just lost the teams here, and we have just 6 teams remaining. And it's going to be good because the zone just shifted, and now Aura Esports has to move. Every single team that was in ruins has to move and go towards where we have Why So Serious and Dream Team. So this is going to be really good, especially teams without vehicles might have a hard time trying to go towards the zone because the zone is not looking friendly at all.
At all, it is not friendly at all. Vehicles will be your only source of covers. You've got to crash those vehicles into those 3 trees and hope you can make something out of it. Royal Academy down by 1 player. There's still no smokes to prevent that player from getting thirsted. This is what I am talking about. Invincibles, though, getting spotted as they make their way into the circle. It's going to be Aura Esports preventing them from making that rotation, as we do lose Revenants gaming in that engagement. Invincibles down to just the last player in rage to hold down the fort. Royal Academy making into the circle. Dream Team need to make a move. They're on the edge of the circle, and that circle is starting to bite. It is starting to sting, and Royal Academy squad are not even making that even any easy for these teams out there in the lobby. Invincibles out. We're down to the final 4 as we start to see Royal Academy take the shots towards Dream Team. Out Dream Team goes, and we are down to the final 3. Aura Esports still alive. Royal Academy and the players there from Aura Esports.
Esports. I am actually smiling because I'm seeing new teams in the top 3 here. We have Royal Academy, we have our Esports, and Why So Serious. These actually new teams are trying to get the win here. For Royal Academy, unfortunately, they're quite outnumbered there. We have only 1 guy still standing from their side. Why So Serious with the trio holding that side of the zone. Actually, a Royal Academy player and some of the players from Why So Serious might just have the zone, and this forces our esports to come towards these 2 teams. It's all about your reflex and the right calls because they do not even know where these guys are at the moment. We have their Why So Serious player getting bleeding aura. Evil aura is down, and that leaves just 1 player.
That's a wonderful play.
Crusader.
That is a wonderful play. I love it.
That is good. Let's go.
Where are you driving?
They're going for that push.
Keep going, bro. There we
They're
go.
looking for the last guy. What?
I feel like the side of Why So Serious started out so well, but just those little ticks of damage pushed them off forced them off their guard. And Crusader, though, driving straight in the line of sight of Royal Academy squad is very interesting to see. And he's now here in a 1v2 situation. The side of Why So Serious still looking to prevent that player from making any further moves. But Crusader now down in a 1v2. Jexy low on HP. Aura has to push up onto that one. But his HP bar is very low as Jexy falls. Crusader in a 1v2. But Royal Academy is not going to let that one happen. Revives need to come through because it's now a 1v1. And I do not know if Reddy or if Rad knows about that one. Or Lyrad, I'm sorry. Down in the floor, C7 make that move, does the damage. The player down on HP. Lyrad, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is a play coming through from Jexy to find the information. And there we go. Why So Serious gets themselves the second winner chicken dinner of the day. And it is good to see Why So Serious now put numbers up on board. We're going to see how well it's going to boost them to the top of the leaderboards on that one.
That is actually good play. I'm so happy that we have another team taking the win for the second game. It's not BJE, it's not 10-11, it is Why So Serious. This is, I'm happy. These people can't see it, but I'm smiling so much. I'm just happy.
Take my smile. Remember what I said yesterday. You just gotta imagine me, but a little bit prettier. If not even more prettier, if you're thinking of what Mitch looks like. But that being said, that was a beautiful game coming through from the side of Why So Serious. I love the proactivity that came through. That move to get into those vehicles, go down south after they got that first knock onto the side of Aura Esports was definitely a good play. They almost messed it up towards the end, but one way or the other, they made it work. I am glad that they that they made that move, that decision to go down south, push towards the side there of Aura Esports. I'm glad they did not wait for any revives to come through. So that's a very good game from them. Why So Serious? And they're able to cap it off with a winner chicken dinner. I have zero complaints.
Why So Serious players there. 7 actually getting the last elimination. We can see he has been carrying the team throughout the game. He has dealt the highest damage. 734. We have the rest. They are following not that far. I'm actually quite impressed that they did this. I could not see it. I'm sorry to say, I could not see it because of how they've been taking fights early and then they're going back to lobby quite early in the games. But for this game, we have not seen them. We have not had them. They have not really done a lot of fighting, even though they lost one player earlier. But they have done a really good job at surviving till this point.
Definitely, and two teams who got themselves very great positioning in that circle when we started heading into phase 5, phase 6 would be Why So Serious and Aura Esports, getting themselves quite the number of damage and also the number of eliminations there. 19-14 in terms of damage dealt for Why So Serious, 11 eliminations to go alongside it as compared to 8 coming through from Aura Esports. And I do have to say, Aura Esports, in terms of eliminations, they have been doing quite decent eliminations in the first 2 games of the day. The second game of the day, they finished in 3rd position, so I'll take it as consistent, but I really hope to see them put up some more numbers. And right now, the head-to-head is between 2 teammates in 7 and Jexy, who absolutely popped off, in the second game of the day.
This is actually good to see teammates going head-to-head there. It means they actually worked together. They dealt the almost same amount of damage, helping them get towards this win. We can see it's for tonight, this second game, the damage is not really that far for the teams, but as of like yesterday, 10-11 had really high damage and everyone else looked like they had dealt very little damage. But for tonight, we are seeing a different team doing the same thing as 10-11, and that is Why So Serious.
Yeah, definitely. Almost 2,000 damage being capped by that team there. Wonderful to see. In terms of like the top 4 teams, once again, we're seeing new names up on board. 10-11 is not too much of a new name, but still, I am very glad to see this. Why So Serious? 4 nades, not too much nades being used again. But 4 nades, I will take it. 14 smokes, that is great to see. Going the way that circle was, it was one where you'd have needed a whole lot of smokes. And seeing the amount of smokes that the side of Royal Academy, 10-11, and Why So Serious used as well. These were teams that found themselves towards that southern edge, or actually maybe not towards the south, towards the southwest, really, and that's where they started using all of those smokes, all those throwables, because there were a lot of teams there. Everyone had to fight and ward off the side of Why So Serious and the players there from Dream Team. And once again, longest elimination distance, it is a player from Aura Esports. Mitch, this cannot keep happening.
This cannot keep happening, but like I said, I think it's the name. I cannot see a problem with them here. I'm just hoping that they do more of that. It seems like this is their stronghold. I'm just hoping to see more from their end when it comes to taking more fights. Still the same thing. We still have them dealing a good number of healing their rescues also. They were having a lot of fights, especially during the last zone there. They had to do a lot. And I think that is where they got most of their knocks, while they were third party in the fights from where they were holding the zone. And when it shifted, came hard, they had to do the rescues, the healing. And it's really good. It's really good. You can see 93 throws. That's actually really, really good coming from them. I have to commend them from trying these points.
Yeah, I do also have to say I'm glad to see that the number of revives actually did increase a little bit there. That is something that is nice to see. But other than that, we see Blackjack drawing closer and closer to that 100-point mark. 6 matches played already. Their elimination points and placement points do seem to always compete one way or the other. 97 points on board. It's going to be a 9-point difference between themselves and 10-11. Aura Sports trying to close that gap, as now it is now down to 27 points between themselves and 10-11, but I do not see 10-11 dropping any points real soon. Why So Serious though? Looking to give Aura Esports a little run for their money as they close down that gap to 3 points. Dream Team, Invincibles, Gods of War still have quite the number of points to still put up on board.
Yeah, that's actually true. Look at how the gap is closing in. The gap is closing in by the day. 10-11 might just have to try and up their game now, because Aura, Why So Serious are trying to come up there. They're trying to move them from their position. BJE also, if they're not careful, if they do not try harder, 10-11 might just move them from that spot that they're holding as hash one. So for now, I'm actually impressed that this is what is happening. The teams are closing in the gaps. I am excited to see what happens next for the rest of the teams. They should actually try and do more and improve their gameplay at this point. Yeah,
and speaking of teams that need to improve their gameplay, Dream Team is one team that I'm going to mention. 44 points up on board there. They were sitting now high on top of the leaderboards earlier today, but I would expect them to put up a little bit more numbers up there. Invincibles as well, another team that needs to put up numbers. But will these teams put up the numbers? Will they not? We'll find out in the next game here, just right after this break.
Bye.
Take that. Take that. Take them.
Lights, camera, glasses, and action. We are back in the Clatter of Clans Season 22 Grand Finals. We've seen 2 games done and dusted, and man, we've been in the Sandy Dunes, we've been in Erangel. You can only guess where we're heading to next. No, it is not Sandhawk. Yes, it is the white and snowy fields of Vikendi. How are you feeling about Vikendi here, Mitch?
I'm feeling hopeful. The fact that BJE did not win continuous wins and 10-11, it seems hopeful. Did you practice your intro? That intro was practiced.
Nah, definitely not practice, man. It's all raw. But that being said, we are here in Vikendi. Everywhere is white. It's snowy, even though it's in the summer. But I hear that it is inverted. I heard summer is technically winter in South Africa. But anyway, we'll talk about that on a different day. I believe Cyrus the Virus in the chat can confirm that one for me. But the playing path out there towards the western side of things, taking us all the way from the waters of Port down to the waters of Muna. And we look forward to seeing how these teams would maneuver. The map is a 6x6. I do not expect too much hot drops. Anywhere you land in Vikendi would guarantee you at least 2 weapons. Okay, actually, at least 1. So I don't expect too much stress or struggle. Everyone land in your different positions. Land in your different positions. And don't fight until like zone 4. Okay?
No, they're not listening. They're not listening because from what I saw in the semi-finale, they always land together in Vikendi. It ends up being shorter than Sunhawk, but I'm hoping that's not the case for the finale. I hope they're going to change their strategy when it comes to this. And just to put it out there, this is COC Season 22, guys. If you're watching the live stream, go ahead and hit that like button. You do not want to be staring with your fingers doing nothing. Tap on that like button, subscribe if you're yet to, and enjoy the live stream.
Unless you hate both of us, though. So maybe then you can choose not to like it. I don't think we're doing a bad job there. But anyway, out here in Goroka, is that Goroka if I'm not mistaken these names? But I believe yes, that is indeed Goroka. We have the side here of G3 going up against the players there from Invincibles. Invincibles finally coming in with a full squad now. Kuila here in the mix. We did see that player do so much work in one of the games yesterday, getting themselves 5 eliminations. Looking forward to hoping that player. We're hoping that player is here and he's feeling in the mood. That'd be the best way to say it. Zone though, out towards that southern side. What are the odds we get a water zone here, Mitch?
Ooh, I'm hoping the odds are at 90%. I'm hoping that we get to see a fight where people have to hold. I don't know if you've given that side a name. Have you given it a name? Is it still Potato? I don't know, Potato Island or something to do with potatoes?
Okay.
Sure is.
Here in Vikendi, I don't think we have too many names. I think everywhere is pretty much named. If that name that'd be crazy. Actually, no, it did not. Just a little bit off the target. But Invincible's already down to very bad stats out here in Eurocup. Once again, this is one of them situations where you're down by 1 player, you still have that chance to leave and save the fight for the later phases of the game. I would expect that to be the play from Invincibles, but I do not know. They do seem like they have revenge on their mind, and it kind of surprises me actually in PUBG Mobile because it's not PUBG Mobile is not a game where you can like retrieve your teammates' banners or something where you can call them. So it's like if you've lost a teammate in situations like this, get out of there. Save it for save whatever fights you have left in you. Save it for the later phases of the game. Best believe you'd always meet G3 again sometime in the circle. But for now, get yourself comfortably looted up and take the fight elsewhere.
Yeah, that's actually agree with you on that, and I'm hoping Invincibles are going to do exactly that. Sometimes it's just gamer instinct. They engage in a fight, they lose their teammates. We just have this one player who's angry and needs to, do a comeback. He's like, no, we can't leave here till we get at least 1 knock and a confirmed thirst. And such calls end up, costing a whole team. But I'm hoping they're not doing that tonight. I'm hoping they're going to retreat because this is the finale. You need to think before you make any move in this game. You need to think.
Yeah, especially given the way the circle is, right? The circle is not one that is very, very, permitting, and this idea of invincibles are overstaying their welcome. Quila does get tagged up as well, and he's knocked. So now they're down to just the two players. Now they inevitably have to leave, and this is something that they could have done earlier without getting tagged up, but now they've done it. They're very late, and now this idea of G3 getting themselves even more advantage, and hopefully this time G3 are able to use this momentum that they have early in the game. We did see them get a couple eliminations in game one. Game two, they did go out early, so we're looking forward to seeing them play better in game three here on the map of Vikendi.
I saw yesterday's games. I saw Rage do a very interesting camp. If you can remember in Erangel when they were getting pushed by BJE, he held just by the watchtower. He was standing at the door while they were throwing nades, and I could see he's still doing something similar to that. He's holding a specific place. He's waiting for someone to do that one mistake, and he will do exactly what he did yesterday and knock any immediate thirst. But to be honest, Rage and his teammate Paramol, I believe they should definitely just avoid this fight at all costs. It is not worth it. They have lost two. They need to retreat. They need to go and recollect their strategy and decide, you know what, we're going to camp in this house.
Mm,
I don't know about them, but he
I
should
don't.
definitely think about retreating.
Don't call it camping. Call it strategic waiting.
Oh, it's
Tactical
camping.
patience. Because it's all about a strategy. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I'm glad to see Vikendi get off to a slow start. Definitely what it is known for. Because it has so many buildings, I would expect that we'll see a lot of teams, you know, hold up those buildings, which is what surprises me about the Great Six, especially on the map of Vikendi. Because I know Vikendi is one of them maps where if you're trying to go to one position and there's a team already there are other buildings on the outskirts that you can just stay in of that same position, right? Whereby you have a building, there's a like you're guaranteed to find a building one like everywhere. So like if you're driving and you hear shots, if you're in an engagement and you want to pull out, there's like a building you can easily just settle in and just not take those fights anymore. Look at why so serious now getting shot at. There's a building in front of them. They could stay in that building, just relax in that building. If they're getting shot at, they can keep driving, find another building. But oops, they're gonna stop with Gods of War, and they find themselves the first and the intro knock there onto the side of Gods of War. Grenades in the hand there of 7. He definitely heard that footstep there up onto control. And if that nade is prepped very well, it should be a Kobe. And indeed, it is a Kobe.
He is a
The knock is found.
Kobe.
And why so serious? Now have the advantage. One player left is going to be fatal. Going to be suffering fatal injuries here. Oh, wait, or not. DBS to find one. DBS to find two, but cannot get the first. The rest of why so serious would be there to send that player back and packing. There's a bit of third party, but I believe the why so serious players should be fine.
Yes, they are. We can see another team just passing by. That is 10-11. I have seen their tags passing by just where we have Quantum Africa. But that was really good play there with the DBS. I am actually impressed. If they were just enough numbers, they would have done a really, really good job. You have Kobe's flying in from 10-11. Is it a knock? One of the players is down from Quantum. That is Fates, leaving just three of them standing. Good damage
Ooh.
there on 10-11 from the Quantum Africa player. Um, it looks tight. It looks tight.
Yeah, things are definitely looking tight out here in the Tovar area of the map. We do have Quantum Africa looking to ward off the players there from 10-11 who have already gotten the intro knock. So they have a little bit of that advantage there in terms of numbers. But Quantum Africa have very good positioning in terms of like their cover fire, and they're able to grab themselves that revive. I'm very glad to finally see some rescues coming in through, and they did not just sleep on that revive. Back to a full squad. Now it is a 4v4. Give 10-11 something to fight for.
Is this a fight that 10-11 wants to take at this point? It's too early in the game, to be honest. The previous game they left quite early. I don't know if they want to do the same thing right now, or they're just trying to uh, get their luck here in this fight. They want to see, is this a worthy opponent? Maybe we can, get some kills and boost our points. Because last game they didn't do that well. They were outnumbered when two of their teammates were taken back to lobby. But this time they're doing good. We have a knock there on Jaylee, a knock and a thrust. Now they know it's Quantum Africa. Question is Quantum Africa or the opponents to 10-11?
How do I just compliment a team for being able to grab the revives quickly and then they go on ahead and lose a player? Oh man, I think maybe this is my caster curse. Maybe that is what I'm back here with. I will take it as that.
Exactly.
10-11 though, around the Tovar area of the map. Tovar really is a tricky place to push, but 10-11 are able to find themselves a second knock there, and you can see that that's why they're not fully sending it in. It has a whole lot of buildings. It's kind of hard to keep track of where. Oh!
Ah,
Damn
but
it! That was cool.
it's the limit. It's back.
Damn.
But yeah, good net there from bots. I mean, I told you I'm watching for this guy. He has not disappointed since day one, and he's going for the push there. They have been able to pass the knock there. DBS versus DBS. Fates versus 10-11 with the DBS. Will this work out? We have our first knock there, and the guy has been taken back to lobby. But good DBS there from Phantom Africa, and we have G3 with the third party. Let's go. Mannequin is
Instant
gone.
thirst as well. An
Yeah.
instant thirst up onto Mannequin there from 10-11. And well, G3 now getting third party themselves. And that is the beauty of Vikendi. Because, you know, the third party gets third party. Beautiful spray coming in through from TERRORSIX Wakanda as they down the players there from G3. They cannot hold up G3 and G3 falls. 3 eliminations is all they were able to get. And TERRORSIX Wakanda have held on to their end of the bargain, getting themselves 4 eliminations up on board.
All I can say, my lord. G3, what just happened there? They have been taken back to lobby by TERRORSIX Wakanda. They third partied this fight. They were making it hard for 10-11, but the tables just turned and G3 is in lobby. What is happening? Vikendi, we have a knock there. TR getting a knock there. Revenants in a fight right now with 4v4M. Let's see.
That's a good name. Just a
Not a
little
good
too
name.
far. But ALPHASIEGE now
None?
looking to hold on to their ends against Revenant Africa. And Revenant Africa down by 1 player already. They were able to grab their revive. Aspects got that nade prep to the very end. Sent it down to the floor. Good for a 2-piece nade. And that is the price he's paid. Would the rest of his teammates make his sacrifice worth it? But they are taking on 2 different teams. It's going to be hard as the side of ALPHASIEGE are not letting the last 2 players there from Revenant have a rest. But
They
what a
are
play
not.
coming through from Revenant, though. That was a sacrificial play. But I do not know if it was going to be worth it at the end of the day.
Definitely not at all. You can see how low they are. Keeps here with a good view. He's actually getting good damage on the players there. He's been confirming the knocks. They have gotten their revive, but they are down to just 2 players in front of ALPHASIEGE here. They have to think. We have Murderer there. We have Sleepy. Are they going to take this home? You can see the flank there being taken by Light. I love flanks, to be honest. They always give a good element of surprise. I'm hoping it works out for ALPHASIEGE at this point.
But you know what they say about flankers. He that flanks alone is ready to die alone. But that will not be the case here for the side here of ALPHASIEGE as Light's flank comes in clutch, sends the players there from Revenants back into the lobby. Revenants were able to do 800 damage, but unfortunately just 1 elimination. They did not fight as a team. They were taking 2 different teams at the same time, and they did get overwhelmed by the numbers. Speaking of numbers, starting to dwindle, 11 teams left. The entire eastern edge or eastern side of the circle is empty. Every team finds themselves on that western side. And it's only a matter of time before they all get into their individual raucuses and take each other out.
It is, definitely. It is. 10-11 is still trying to keep up with the fights that are happening around them. We can see they only have 3 players still alive, and they still are taking fights because teams are coming closer to them. The zone is still shifting, it's forcing them to engage in fights. BJE is not that far from them. We have seen that they were just moving around them there. And 10-11 is actually aware that they are next to them. I'm just hoping to see this fight. I haven't seen it happen. I haven't seen a good fight between BJE and 10-11. And I'm hoping to see it now in Vikendi. And like I said, it is shorter than Sunhawk. You can actually see it for yourself.
Yep. That zone, in case you're wondering what I was talking about the other time, every part of that right hand side is totally empty. Everyone is on the left
Yep.
hand side, western side of the map. 10-11 versus Blackjack Esports is a fight that I'm gonna say I would wait for it tomorrow. It would be very great to see that fight on the final day. Let it be the fight that determines who wins. It's one of those fights where if 10-11 wins the fights, they win the tournament. If Blackjack wins the fights, they win the tournament. That is the kind of stakes I want to be on the floor when I see those teams go up against each other.
Definitely. I'm just praying that these teams, actually, it's just Invincibles. They're the ones holding it outside the zone till now. And the zone is never really friendly in a competitive match. It's very hungry. It wants to eat. And if you're not careful, you might just be a beautiful turkey for the zone. And that's why Invincibles right now should probably focus on going towards the zone. Every other team is closing in. Just like you're saying, everyone seems to be leaning on the left side of the map for some reason. I don't know why. I just want to see the zone shifting. I hope it goes to the right side. And then now they have to
Right?
argue and now tell each other, why did you make this call? I want it to shift.
I really hope it goes
Yeah.
towards that right hand side, towards the east. I'm gonna see how the teams are gonna play that one. There's only a couple bridges that lead on to the other side of the zone, and it's going to be a very tough one. Ah, damn it, boring zone. Damn, just went straight up to the center again, just centered up quite nicely. So for now, it's not too stressful. I guess we spoke too much. The zone gods were like, yeah, we're not going to give them what they want. How would
Man.
two casters want the same team? Hell no.
We sound like two evil casters wishing for the gamers to have a hard time. But to be honest, we're just trying to make it a competitive game. Because if the zone shifted, you can imagine other teams are trying to cross towards that side using just this specified routes. They cannot use any other side. That would have been beautiful to watch, to be honest.
Gotta give props to some of the teams as well, though. Like Blackjack Esports, the side there of Alpha Siege, why maybe not why so serious, but I say Noxious. These are teams that find themselves relatively close to some of the bridges that lead to the other side of the map. So and the same thing goes for what I said in Erangel. When you're in these kind of situations, it's a thing of if the zone does move towards the other side, you're close to the bridge, you can get into your vehicles and make your rotates early, bridge camp, gatekeep, you have all of that luxury. So that's what some of these teams are, pretty much aiming for in this game. But I mean, Vikendi, you can already tell the side of Blackjack Esports are out of patience. We're starting to see them make that Hail Mary rotation that we've been seeing from them, make it straight into the circle. Anyone who shoots at them, it is your loss in that case. But that was not the case in the last game. And right now, they seem to be doing that again. Is that going to work out? Keep our eyes tuned on that elimination feed.
10-11 is still outside the zone, still trying to find a way to the zone. I'm guessing they're keeping it low. 4v4, TER, TERRORSIX and BJE are also in a fight. I'm still wondering what is happening here. Dream Team has only one player remaining, Lola. The guy, Slinger is smiling. All right. I hope he keeps that smile along this fight. I hope he gets to do a clutch for us. Rich is waiting on. He just disconnected. Oh, he's back. The guy was waiting patiently for TERRORSIX to come and push him, and he just took him back to lobby. Seems like his player there from TERRORSIX is not around, and the guy is alone. The others are here, of course.
Of course they are. Blackjack Esports, I've heard the noise that they wanted. As I said, they were searching for the team who was going to shoot at them, and they did find that team there in TERRORSIX Gaming, and
Ooh.
that is going to be the end of TERRORSIX as they go out in 10th position. Blackjack Esports get 4 points, breach into that 100-point mark like they've wanted to. There's a bit of third party, but right now, Blackjack Esports do not mind. I think it's 10-11. Doing a little bit of that third party action. I do not know if they want to capitalize on that knock that they got over there or not. But anyway, the zone continues to close up. Invincibles are the teams that are the only team really, that has gone towards that eastern side of the map. So we'll see how that plays for them in the end. You can tell that they're just playing for the placement points from here on out, as you see them heavily dosing on that blue juice.
Is it advisable, to be honest, to be that far out in the zone? I don't
Mm-mm.
think it's worth it at this point. That's a really, really wide flank. It's so they're following the road. It's okay. but they're still being forced to go towards everyone else despite the flank that they're making. It's just not working out for them. They shouldn't have done that. It's all wrong.
And that's where problem comes because they do not have as much information as we do, right? So, and this is where their problem comes from because now they have to get close to a bridge, right? Now they might have to cross towards the other side, and that's where it starts to get a little bit tricky for them. And I really want to see how Invincibles would maneuver their way in this game. But that zone centers up again quite nicely. I believe the zone, these players have spoken to the zone today, and it's just been, overly nice. 10-11 will go down towards the south. The side of Blackjack Esports are still up there towards that northwest. Why are you so serious up on the north as well? In the center of the circle is going to be Aura Esports. Noxious also sharing that center with them.
I'm liking the flank that 10-11 is doing, to be honest. They are going towards the lowest side of the zone there. They're going to be quite safe. Why so serious at this point is trying to find out whether they can take this compound or not. And they have a fight there. Why so serious? And BJE, we have a knock there. Monthly is down. BJE is making it hard. Angry Mash is down, but good cover from BJE teammates taking Why so serious back to lobby quite fast, if I might say. That was too fast to even catch up.
Man, it's almost like Blackjack is just really stamping on the parades of every other person in the lobby. I mean, Why So Serious was just looking to, drive themselves up to the top of the leaderboard, and then you have Blackjack Esports telling them, nope, we're not going to be letting you guys advance any further. Hopefully, the side of Aura Esports were reading the elimination feed and they know exactly what is going on. They do receive visitors in the side of Blackjack Esports who are just driving around looking for damage, looking for fights. But Aura Esports might just be that competition that they need as they're down by two players now. Chinese, last player left, shoulder's been spotted, and the shots go through. The grenade bounces off the wall, lands up onto their teammate, and I do not know if it's taking them out just yet. But the numbers, the push, the tenacity coming through from the side there of Aura Esports is beautiful to see. So many Molotovs thrown upstairs. Chinese losing a whole lot of HP as they continue to send those grenades upstairs. The Kobe's there, and they send them packing. Blackjack Esports goes out. 6 eliminations that they were able to get. But now they've put a whole lot on the line. 10-11 is still alive. They already got 5 eliminations, so they're starting to close that gap a little bit. And there's only 9 points between those teams. So if 10-11 are able to put up a little bit more points up on board and maybe even get a chicken dinner, that might actually be where that battle for first place is going to get started.
That was a beautiful match. I don't know. BJE, you have just met your match. Our esports, they smoked out BJE. That is what we call smoking out. The mollies, the nades. Chinese guy was overwhelmed. He didn't know where to go. He was locked in a room. That is how you smoke a guy. You see, full send does not work. I hope you're seeing that right now. Right?
In my defense, that was 4 Molotovs used in total, and I believe 4 different grenades, if not more, on just one player. Now they're like they've used like 12 throwables just to take out one person, because the first 2 knocks were with guns, right? So like it was just the last player left, and that was a whole lot of nades being used to take out that one player. And well, Aura Esports getting a little too excited there in the middle of the road. Lose one of the players there to Noxious. It's being in Vonova is very tricky, to be honest. It's a place where anyone can climb on top of the roof, and I believe Aura Esports forgot about that one. They will be able to get their trade though. They did get that knock up onto the side of Noxious, but I don't think it's one that they can grab the thirst for. They're just gonna allow that one be. And if this is gonna be a city finish, it is not going to be fun at all. And you can already see a couple of those teams avoiding that city, because they know like heading into that city is not a fun thing to do. Cities are not fun in PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, of course they are not. So, especially for Vikendi, this, I don't know who did the job for Vikendi, who did the architecture in this place, but it's too much. It has a lot of rooms for one building. But you can see even the nades being thrown here. They're guessing because you can hear the guy, but he's probably in a room. So you're just wasting your nades, throwing blanks for nothing. And I hope it doesn't end here because if your team does not have enough nades, mollies, or even gunpowder, then there's nothing you're going to do to survive here. You're going to lose to a team that is well coordinated and is able to do a push easily.
Yeah, the roof plays here in Vonova. I really cannot wait for that zone to leave. There we go. Finally, zone pushes up towards that western side. Everyone now has to play in the brown side of Vikendi and just has to stay outside. But grenades being traded back and forth between the side of Noxious and Aura Esports. And Aura Esports, I like what they're doing here. They're throwing grenades to certain positions. If they do not get a knock from that position, they push up towards that position because now they know that that position is probably free. I like the fact that they're moving in numbers, right? So they've got two players, going for that active push, and the rest of the players just, the last player there, Lazy Man, he's just out here just being. I don't want to say he's being lazy, but he's just staying and holding the fort, and instantly Noxious start to retreat from that fight, prioritizing the circle.
They should probably do that at this point because the flank that 10-11 did earlier is actually paying off right now. Invincibles are still trying to get to the zone, of course, but ALPHASIEGE is waiting on them. So we're definitely going to see something happen there. NOXIOUS is still waiting on our esports. Look at that damage. They're not making it easy for these guys to move. I don't know if there's some roots in between the houses. Are there any roots there?
No. I mean, they could smoke their way out of Vonova, to be honest. It's a very tight and cramped up place, which is why everyone can get on top of the roof. So I believe the exit out of Vonova for the side there of Aura Esports shouldn't be much of a problem. Invincibles, though, will spot some of the players there from ALPHASIEGE. A lot of damage being done as Keepsy forced now to grab that heal. And Invincibles taking the shots a little too early. They're not in the zone. So right now, ALPHASIEGE would most likely have so much fun in gatekeeping them, and there's only two of them. But there comes the third party though, 10-11, doing the numbers, doing the damage for them as they do get that first knock. Wait, what? The second knock? What are you on? ALPHASIEGE.
This is good. I'm having a good time in Vikendi. I'm loving the thrill that these guys have. They're going aggressively. They're going towards the fights. They don't want to leave them. Our esports is having it hard. They cannot leave the zone. The whole team has been eliminated by the zone.
Hey, they had two vehicles. Two vehicles.
That is not looking good at all. Our esports, they just lost their chance of becoming #1.
#2. Or even closing the gap between themselves and 10-11. Because now 10-11 knows that, right? Now they're down by one player. It does look like they'll be grabbing their res. But the rest of the team there from 10-11 looking to form up. And Invincible still trying to fight ward off the side there of ALPHASIEGE. Nice. That is a good nade coming through from Paramo. I do not know if the blue zone is going to permit this heal. Definitely not. He falls. I believe Rage would suffer the same fate as well as Invincibles will be saying bye to them. We're down to 12 players and 4 teams left, 10-11 being one of those teams. Might this be the chance for 10-11 to jack and hijack that first position from the side of Blackjack Esports? We keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely. They have been making really good calls. I'm hoping the IGL is proud. Till this point, we don't know where they're going, whether they're going to win or not. But the calls they've made, the flanking they have done, is actually paying off. You can see they're holding the best position as of now for the zone. But ALPHASIEGE, if they do a good flank, they might be able to take out 10-11 from the back, depending on how they take it. So Noxious, 4B4M, and ALPHASIEGE now have to go towards 10-11. You can see Molly's there. Guys are cooking, but it doesn't smell like meat. They're not getting cooked.
It does sound, it does seem very interesting, to be honest. A couple of teams have the numbers advantage, like 4B4M and the side of Noxious. Interesting to see that I can say 4B4M and we're talking about, the final phases of the game. To see 4B4M making it this far into the game. They have 3 eliminations at the moment and they're looking to play gatekeepers onto the side of Noxious. Beautiful spray is coming through from Lil Rich. Unfortunately, not enough to fall Lord down. Sky is going to follow in the same path, and that is an excellent smoke path being made by the side of Noxious Gaming. Inferno needs to act on it and get off the floor before those smokes expire, bro. Damn it.
It's the dumb meat. Why do you say that? Anyway, it's really good. 10-11 is making it hard for people to go to the zone now. You can see the third party in these fights, 4B4M with a knock there on Noxious. Actually, a counter knock from Noxious there, stopping 4v4M, but everyone needs to focus on the zone. They're losing their teammates here. They're getting knocked as they're trying to get to the zone. 4v4M is also not in zone. Will this be a win for 10-11 just because of the zone? Alpha Siege down. What? Guys need to focus on the zone here. But we can see 4v4M players have actually made it to the zone. One guy is in the zone. Let's see how this plays out for them.
Yeah, 10-11 definitely going to have fun before I'm here, because you can already see them anticipating that push there. Bam Bam's got grenade, trying to cook that up for Sammy, but that is the ultimate distraction that the side of Noxious needs to get into the zone. But 10-11 there, just watching the side of Noxious make it into the circle. Bam Bam trying to ward off the players there from 4v4M. Not quite doing it here. Everyone else doesn't have the zone. 10-11 just out here, the only team in the circle, and they have all their angles there. Sammy falls, and it's inevitable. The rest of 4v4M are just gonna fall down now. It's just a question of who gets second place here. Noxious is still alive with the one player, just trying to smoke up his vision, make sure nobody else sees him. And to be honest, I am impressed with the work being done with the smokes here from Noxious. And if Lloyd takes a look towards the right-hand side, he will spot the players there from 4v4M, and maybe he can get his team a couple more eliminations.
This is actually looking good. A nade has been thrown. It is not there where we have Noxious. But 4v4M, what are they thinking? They're just outside the zone. The zone is going to force them to move. They need to come up with a strategy. I don't know how many smokes Noxious players had, but that made them move towards the zone easily. I don't know if Nox player there has same number of smokes as his teammates, but nades have been thrown from 10-11. They're guessing the location of the player from 4v4M at this point. They don't know where they are, but they are sure that these guys are just beneath us. We just need to see them. The hill has some small ridge. It's making it hard. The zone helping 10-11. We have a knock there. This is good. This is good.
Yep. It's a 3v1. It's Lord, the last player left. He's probably going to deny those points. Ooh, gets one. Looks for two, but will fall as 10-11 grab themselves the third winner chicken dinner of the day, doing it with 10 eliminations to their name. If I'm not doing my math wrong, that's about 20 points that they would be able to add to the top of the leaderboard, and that alone should be boosting them above the side of Blackjack Esports. That is the game that 10-11 says to Blackjack Esports, game on.
Let's go. 10-11 actually made good calls. We saw they did not engage in any fights. If they did, they were just third partying, and the fight they had earlier before BJE third partied them. But other than that, they have flanked throughout the game. They have made good rotations. They have stayed outside the zone, playing on the edges of the zone, and they took the best place in Vikendi, making them have advantage in the last fight, giving them this beautiful win. Of course, it's not my player who's leading now, but we can see Monkey there with 6 good amounts of damage, with 6 eliminations. Bot there with us, so almost the same but higher than him with 5 eliminations, and the rest of the teammates carrying 10-11 together.
Damn, that's 16 eliminations. I'm sorry, pardon my math. I thought it was 10. It was more. As 16 eliminations that they were. Oh, wait a minute. I probably wasn't wrong. I was right. It was 10 eliminations actually that they did get, with Jerbot getting the most of the eliminations. 4 eliminations to his name there. And it really is spread across. I mean, if you swap Monkey and Bam Bam's position, it becomes 4-3-2-1 that they were able to get there. But nonetheless, a very good game from 10-11. 2,386 damage being done by them compared to Aura Esports. Once again, the eliminations are there from Aura Esports, but in terms of those placement points, we are not seeing much come through from Aura Esports when it comes to positioning, and they went out in a very, very disappointing manner there.
Yeah, that's actually true. They did not make the right call there. They did not make it to the zone. They didn't have enough smokes, I believe, because they had a good chance of actually making it to the top 3 with the fights they were having, getting BJE. That was really good. Trying to survive in the sub-buildings, but unfortunately the zone did not make it easy for them. We can see a new player from ALPHASIEGE there, head-to-head. We have not seen him at all, but it's good to see Light here coming in. But look at the damage from bots. 1,000 damage. They have same eliminations, but the damage, that's crazy. That's too good, bot. It's too good.
Yeah, very, very good play coming in through from Gerbots there. Definitely putting his numbers up. Remember, there is a prize pool for the MVP, so you can tell what that player is finding. And once again, when 10-11 starts to do these damage numbers, they make, like, 2 games ago, 1,300 was top of the chart. And then 10-11 is here doing 2,300, making 1,300 damage look like small and baby numbers. And while I'm hearing that the overall leaderboards are here, I cannot wait to see this one, Mitch. I know for one, 10-11 has to be number one. Do you think the same
Of
thing?
course, yes, I believe 10-11 is on top. That game was good. That game was enough for them to take Hash 1 from BJE because of the fact that they left the game after engaging in a fight against our Esports. So let's see, but I'm hoping it is. You can see the nades that have been used by 10-11, 22.
That's what I'm talking about in terms of like grenade usage. Aura Esports, speak to me. 18 grenades used. I mean, maybe some might consider it wastage, but still use those nades, get comfortable with it. And I like to see these numbers up on board. I mean, 2,300 damage from 10-11, 1312 from Aura, 1,200 from Blackjack Esports, and also 1,200 and just above coming through from ALPHASIEGE. And to be honest, ALPHASIEGE using a whole lot of smokes. I sincerely wanted to see the smoke usage coming through from NOXIOUS Gaming, but unfortunately, I guess we're not going to be seeing that one because I know NOXIOUS Gaming did use a lot of smokes in this game. They were forming some beautiful smoke parts, and I think that was absolutely wonderful from those teams. From that team, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 10-11 taking everything, long distance eliminations, damage, high skills there with 4 eliminations. I mean, bots, Mannequin, these 2 players have been shining. I've not seen Monkey here yet. I've seen him on the head-to-head before, but I'm hoping to see him here. Our Esports have been removed from their usual spot there on the longest elimination distance. They have been removed. Let's see how this plays out for them. We have also 10-11 still at the same place there, Mannequin. It's really good to see how they have managed this whole game. You can see the throws used 88.
Yep, 88 used total by all the teams in the lobby, and out of that 88, 20 came through from 10-11. You know, that's almost like, whoa, I don't know percentages, but that is a huge percentage coming through from there. It's great to see another player here being for the longest elimination distance that is not from Aura Esports. It's going to be Moneyken from 10-11. He got only 1 elimination, and that 1 elimination is the one that counted as the longest elimination distance there. 49 total eliminations there. That is because the play zone did us the courtesy of taking out the entirety of Aura Esports. But anyway, we're going into the overall standings now. Sorry, I got you guys also up the other time. 4 points is the difference between first place and second place here as 10-11 climb up to the top of the leaderboard. 108 points up on board. Blackjack Esports with 104. Aura Esports over 30 points behind. You already know that the battle for second place is done in terms of like for Aura Esports. Now they have to defend their third place position so they can at least get a piece of that prize pool.
Yeah, this is actually good to see. We said it because of BJE going out before making it to the top 5. They just lost their chance at Hash 1 there, 10-11, taking it because of the win that they had in this game. YSS Serious coming in strong. They've really, improved their NOT 61. We can see Gods of War have dropped again for some reason. I think this game that they have had. But we're still seeing the same teams on this second page from 10 to 16 here, 9 to 16, sorry. We have the same teams. They should probably try and, rethink their strategy. Some of them have good game, but unfortunately they're taking up the wrong fights and it's not going well for them at all.
Yeah, really not going there for them. And I believe when Mitch is saying that she really is throwing those shots at the side there of G3BDV, we've seen G3 actually show us some glimpses of good gameplay, but they're not quite able to cap it off with the best of performances. But ladies and gentlemen, we're running closer to the end of the second day of the grand finals, so do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with one more match of Erangel before we close the day. See you after the break.
BRB.
Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that.
A roller coaster of emotions and a little bit of jumping going on the top of the leaderboard as we head into the final game of the second day. Blackjack Esports definitely going to be feeling threatened by those numbers that are being jacked from them. Two teams right above the 100-point mark, and we're heading into the last Erangel game of the day. How are you feeling about this one, Mitch?
I'm actually very excited. I'm hoping to see a new team again win. It seems like game 3 is 10-11's game. Yesterday 10-11 won game 3. Today they still won game 3. We are in game 4. I'm hoping I hope it's BJE this time. They have really suffered. I really hope it's them. But this time round.
Yeah, to be honest, I technically do not want to see any one of those two teams get this game. There's one team that didn't load into the lobby, sad. But in terms of like getting the points, I know for one, Blackjack Esports would definitely feel that need to want to put up more points up on board, get back their number one spot, because really it's not going to be a good showing for them that they started off having so much point difference or point gap between themselves and second position, and now that gap has been closed, and not just closed, but now they've lost that number one spot. So Blackjack Esports are definitely fighting back for their number one spot in this final game.
Yes, they definitely are. I believe they're trying to recollect their decisions here. Usually, we'd see them landing in Narizaki. Seems like the flight path is not favoring them this last game. They have changed, which is good. They can stay away from the fights. Again, I'm hoping there's no early fight. I've really said it, it's always there for this game. Let me just hope it's not there because we need to see better gameplays. People have lost a lot of points, especially the teams that are not going up at all. They should probably change their strategy and stop doing these early fights for any game, be it the first game or the last game of the night.
Yeah, it's almost like if they're not taking those early fights, they're not getting their rotations up on points. So it's like they really need to find that balance. And I'm still really throwing those shots at G3 BDV because, to be honest, seeing the way they started today's games, one would expect that they'll be a little bit higher up on the leaderboard. They're still out there in 13th position, so that is not fun at all. Dream Team has been stuck on 44 points for 2 games now, and I'm starting to get worried because yesterday the one thing I questioned the most was their consistency. And today they're not really showing me the consistency we saw come through from them yesterday. I'm hoping it's just a temporary thing and they're just pulling my legs. But Invincibles, Gods of War started off the games today good. But right now we're not really seeing them play so as good as we've seen. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Why So Serious and Aura Esports are going to continue their battle for third position heading into this last game and going into the games tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. That's actually true, but we can see that the teams are actually trying to avoid each other. For our esports, I saw them landing next to 10-11, but they have decided they are not taking this fight at all. So I think after seeing where they are as of now, that they have seen maybe the leaderboard, they're focusing on trying to be up there. And if they can just get those points, even if not all of them in this game, then that should help them pick up the pace and take the hush too. But for the early fights, we are going to see them. Everyone is retreating. No one wants to be next to any other team. I think they're listening to your advice now. They're saying, it seems this guy is too smart. We should probably take his
I
advice.
wore the glasses today. I think they had to. I had to wear the glasses so they just kind of feel like this dude knows what he's saying. But really and ideally, Erangel shouldn't be that map where you're getting early engagements. As I said yesterday, it is the map that I expect many of these teams to know like the back of their hands. So if at all you're running, you have a POI that is currently being contested by another team or is being held by another team, there's other places that you could easily go to. I mean, look at that coming through from Blackjack Esports. Normally, they would land in Lipovka, whenever that plane path, or Lipovka to the mansion, whenever Zaki is not in that plane path. But seeing across that, seeing while they were landing that they've got another team with them, they're not risking anything. They know that they have that number one spot to battle for, and you could just see them instantly, quickly switch their drop location, move a little bit further north towards Kameshki, and they're doing so okay right now, because that is a team that knows they've got something to lose, they have something they're fighting for, and they're choosing not to play recklessly.
Yeah, they are not. Just to point out something, you can see the teams that are trying to take it on the top three here. They are landing quite far. They are not engaging in any fights. I think the pressure is more on the upper side, the top teams there compared to the other teams. They're seeing the urgency of the scores. They want to keep it at #1. They do not want to lose it now, and they're focusing so hard on where they're taking their landing spots, where they're looting, whether we want to take any fights. But what I know is at this point, if anyone spots the other and they're aware this is BJE, this is 1011, or this is our esports, they're going to have a very hard time trying to survive, especially from the third parties.
Yeah, and it's quite painful to see that this is when the urgency is coming through. Like, it had to get to this point before they realize that, okay, early fights are not something we should be engaged in. Because imagine Aura, maybe not Aura because they've been doing well. So imagine Why So Serious, for example, has been playing with this much proactivity and with this much caution, and on the trying to understand the game, get themselves good loots, be more comfortable. Imagine how the leaderboard would have been by now, because right now it would have still been close, because everyone is being proactive, everyone is being on their toes, feeling that little bit of pressure because we're in the finals. But like, having to wait until the last game of the second day, it's not something good to write them about. You want to maintain your consistency, have that will and that ginger from day 1 till day 3 of the finals. No backing down, no relaxing, no resting.
Yes, sir. I'm looking for a team that I just realized that is the team that did not make it to the game tonight, the
Active
last
gaming.
game. Yes, I was looking for them. I hope they didn't lose, the drive. They didn't say we're not going to make it, because I honestly know these guys. That's why I'm saying I expect more from them. They're actually good gamers. I just hope they know that and they're going to embrace it. I've seen them do it, and they should really focus on trying to tap on that, show us what you guys have. And we have a fast fight happening
Oopsie.
actually.
Oh,
Revenants AF and Noxious here. Will there be a knock? That was actually bad the way he exited. He is down. Definitely an immediate thirst, and he is the first blood of the game. Murderer. Why?
Madara had to do what had to be done, to be honest. Unfortunate scenes there for Noxious Gaming. They did lose one player early on in that rotation. That's what happens when the scouting does not go as planned. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I will still give I'm not gonna cut them some slack. This was careless gameplay coming through from Noxious for a team that just finished looting around the shelter. They seem to be very scattered across the outskirts of the shelter. Maybe they're looking for vehicles, maybe not. Whatever the plan is for them, it's really not working out well. And to be honest, I really am not enjoying how Revenants are playing this one. They already have their second knock now. I'm expecting to see that push come through, given that they have a shared idea as to where the remainder of the players are. You can just see Aspect gathering more information. That vehicle is on fire. It's going to be forced to exit that one there. Lost Boy is going to be forming up on the same position. I'm not understanding anymore.
Yeah, they should probably change. Oh, they have another knock there on Noxious that leaves only Sky as the last member from Noxious. This is not looking good for them. They shouldn't have taken this
Ooh.
early fight. We have there the last fight. Will Noxious do something about this? No, he will not. And Noxious have been taken back to lobby. The first team to leave the game too early. The game even hasn't started yet. The zone has not even appeared. It is not closing. But you have been taken back to lobby, Noxious. This is not really a good thing for them at all. They're dropping in the leaderboard. Quite sad.
Yeah, that is for Noxious. This one, I am actually going to give them the blame. That was careless. They needed to be punished for that, and I'm glad to see that Revenant Africa took that memo, took it up to themselves to give them that punishment that they deserved. You do not play like that. You just finished looting up in the shelter. Everyone is just outside in the out. Like, everyone was literally just outside, just walking around. No vehicles, no nothing. Everyone's just walking. That's not how it works here in the map of Erangel. We get punished for plays like that, and I'm pretty sure the side here from Noxious will probably take that one into account, and behave themselves in next encounters on the map here of Erangel.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever sign up to be a scout because that is the worst role in this game. You've seen what has happened to Madara. That was too fast. I'm never going to sign up to be a scout. I hope my teammates are watching and they can hear me saying it out loud. I am never going to scout. Ever. Let's just
That
cut
being
this.
said, whenever you need a scout, Mitch is here for you. Let her do the scouting. You have to
No,
get used to it.
no, I can't. I'm being honest, I just can't.
I just I don't take the scouting role because I feel like in this game I am very unlucky, to be honest, because I go for scouting, I could scout the place, or when I go for scouting is when teams are gonna shoot at me. When my teammate goes to scout and he says, "Oh, this is the path I passed. It's all good." I pass that same path and I get gone down. I'm like, okay, yeah, the luck is not on my side there. So scouting, not for me. I tend to stay with teammates all the time. I try not to even drive my own vehicles at times because try to not push the luck.
But you're telling my teammates to put me as the scout.
Yes, you can do it. You gotta believe in yourself, no?
No, I cannot. I have played competitive for my team Red Bull, or when we had the Red Bull tournament. Oh, yo, I was shaking. My hands were sweaty. I was doing nothing the whole game, just panicking. So, nah, count me out on that.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we actually give the accolades to these competitive players, to be honest, because they be doing things that it looks relatively easy in the eye. We're watching these plays, it's easy for us to say, yo, you should have done this, you should have done that. But really, when you're put on the spot, when you're the one in those situations, it does take a lot before you can calm your nerves, stay calm and composed in majority of the situations that you find yourself in. So in as much as we give them some brunt for some of the plays they make, we still give them the kudos for some of the plays that they're making as well. And there's the intro knock there onto the side of G3. 10-11 is going to be stopping the side of Revenants from doing anything for that as G3 continues to take more shots. This is a very scrappy fight around the farm area of the map. Everyone is all over the place. G3 is there, Revenants is there, 10-11 is also there. It's like, who is where?
Exactly.
You guys need to recuperate, stay close.
They need to at this point. But I'm happy. Has Clippew been in the game? I don't think I've seen Clippew because the semi-finale Clippew was the ones staying and getting the clutches for G3. But it's good that they have put him there, unless I was not keen. But if they have put him there, then we're definitely going to see some good game from G3. I'm hoping so, actually.
So Clippew, there's a lot of pressure on your head now. The zone does move towards that western side. Mount Everest still in that circle. Potato Hill also in the circle as well. Potato Hill is still empty at the time being. I would say it again. Do not leave Potato Hill empty. I do not know what your team play is, but if you're always looking for that information, Potato Hill should not be left empty. But we'll talk about that one later as 10-11 takes the battle, takes the fight towards the side of G3, and G3 already down by 2 players. It is not looking good as Clippew now trying to live up to the name and the expectations, wandering and moving around. The jump shots comes through. Moniken finds the knock. Instant thirst is there. You blink, you miss it as G3 gets sent back into the lobby by 10-11.
That is quite unfortunate. You've seen how he's moving. You've seen when he was trying to get the knock there, he immediately changed his decision and went back. That's really good call and reflex from him there, Clippew. But I don't know what has happened to G3. In the semi-finale, they were so promising. So I'm waiting on that. BJE Sporting 10-11. I hope they know that's 10-11. I'm looking for this fight. I've said it and I've said it again. I need to see 10-11 versus G3 1-on-1.
Well, I guess you will be seeing it here. I know 10-11 is not one to back down from a fight around the shelter area. This used to be one of their drop locations early on whenever they played. And you can already see them taking the shots. Such accuracy on the spray there as Angry Marsh forced to get out of the vehicle there. The instant knock comes through. 10-11 finds the knock. And when 10-11 gets on this form, they're now getting excited. 7 eliminations that they're already able to get early on in the game, right? And now they know that this is Blackjack Esports. They probably would be looking for the rest of these players. They've taken one knock in terms of like the trade, but still, you can tell that this team is feeling excited. They're feeling happy off of that chicken dinner that they've won, and they're capitalizing on that one, using that momentum in this next game of the day.
Yes, I actually enjoyed that. Of course, I said I need to say this. I've seen that first knock and they took an immediate pass there. They know this is BJE. They're probably going to go for that push. They're probably thinking of following these guys back to back. I'm trying to understand what is wrong with that vehicle. I think it's just off either my eyes or the the game. Something is not working for me. But yeah, I can see BJE here is retreating, Monkey looting, maintaining the same place. If you're saying this is 10-11's place, you can see how they rotated so fast. When they had BJE, they had some gunfire there from BJE. They decided to move immediately, and they had a chance to take a fight on against BJE, taking one of their players back to lobby. But good stuff to the IGL. Is that Potato Hill? Wait, that whole
Potato
line is
Hill
Potato.
is the one that is up. If you're looking at the map, if you can see on the right hand side, it looks like a brown patch, like a potato. That is the point.
ALPHASIEGE is around that side. It's not there. It's not there.
No,
It's
no,
on
not
the
that
other
one. Not that
side.
one. You got to look up
Yeah, I'm
towards the
saying it's
north.
not
It's
there.
where Aura
They're on the other
is,
side. Yeah, yeah.
or around where Aura is, somewhere around there. But anyway, we'll talk about that one some later time. I'm looking at Pochinki still in the zone, and I can see Pochinki Hill as well still in the zone. I do not expect many teams to go into Pochinki because it's a city. I would expect to see a team on Pochinki Hill. I would also expect to see a team on Potato Hill, but I'm not seeing any teams on either of those hills, which kind of makes me feel somehow because it's like you need to gather information. These are 2 points in the zone that you can gather so much information. I see a lot of emphasis being put on rotation, but it's like many of these teams are already in the zone. So it's like, where are you rotating to at this point? It's phase 2, right? You want to gather information. So right now, find a good spot, find a high ground. 2 places that I mentioned with such great high grounds: Potato Hill, Pochinki Hill. 2 places that you can stay on and grab yourself so much information that you can use going on into the rest of the game.
I'm looking forward to these fights. I can see everyone is trying to get a good place. Of course, since we didn't have a full lobby there for 16 teams, we have only lost 2 teams, that is Noxious and G3. I hope every other team right now is probably not trying to get taken back to lobby, because 10-11 is doing sort of an aggressive gameplay. You can see they're going towards the teams. They're not waiting for the teams to come towards them. They're scouting, and if they spot a team, they're somehow trying to engage in fights. So I hope that is not what they are trying to do. Their dream team here is also in a fight. We can see them getting gunfire. I don't know why people love these open field fights in Erangel. I am not a fan. This is
Not a fan.
no.
For me, it's more like if you can manage it, yeah, sure. If you're on that high ground, you have a little bit of terrain advantage to yourself. You use it to your advantage. Do not overpeak. Do not overextend. We're starting to see that zone close up a bit. Where 10-11 is around where 10-11 is where we have the Potato Hill. That zone does close up, and if you were on Pochinki Hill, you would have been golden in this next circle shift. But I don't think there was anybody on there. Now we're going to start to see teams try to go up to that position. And now it's not going to become a thing of like too many teams want to be on Pochinki Hill at the same time. And then it's now a battle. That way is not fun. As compared to if you're already a team on Pochinki Hill and now other teams are trying to come to you, that is shooting practice, field day. You'll be having so much fun.
Yes, sir. But why so serious? We need to see them win again. They're getting rotated there. There's a team just above them, that is ALPHASIEGE. They're moving around them, probably trying to scout the place to see where these guys are holding. Again, they're not in zone. They should think about the zone. 4B4M is doing a really, really wide rotation here. They're doing the same thing 10-11 did in Vikendi, and that is come to the zone very late. I hope that works out for them at this point, because they need the points. They are in hash 12. They need their points there. Quantum, same thing. They're also coming from outside the zone, coming in slowly. 10, 11 doing a rotation, but not the best because they are going close to actually 3 teams. I'm hoping to see a fight there.
You know, I've gotten to this point where I'm like, I see 10, 11 heading towards like multiple teams, and I'm not even scared for them anymore. I'm now even scared for the teams that they're heading towards, you know, because for a majority of these teams, I start to get baffled that you've held a position for so long. However, you do not have so much information on that position there, you know, because you would see 10, 11 could creep up on the guys there on from Revenant Africa and just take them out, like, you know, as a surprise. And it's like, as Revenant Africa being in that position, I do not expect you to still be surprised by teams coming into your position because you've been here for long. You know what is going on. If you see a team, you should be ready for them. But anyway, Alpha Team or Alpha Siege, I'm sorry, would be the one that will be holding Pochinki Hill for the time being. Everyone else happens to be on the northern side of Pochinki, which is weird. Well, I guess that's where everyone is staying for the time being. Not too many buildings to play. Blackjack Esports, I'm not really liking the approach coming through from them. I can see a little bit of panic in their gameplay because normally I would expect Blackjack to be that team that would be where Alpha Siege is at the moment. But right now, they're not playing very confident. They're not playing with that much tenacity as we saw yesterday. And I'm wondering, is it because they've lost the top 1 spot now? What is going on with the team there?
I guess they're just freezing. Losing a game, you get to. There's a lot of panic there. If you lose a slot that was initially yours, there's a lot of panic. You will become scared. You'll be wondering why is this happening to us? We are losing, and everyone is watching. You know that for teams that are not battling for the top 5, let me just say top 5, most of them don't feel the pressure that these guys are feeling because as of now, even the people watching, they're waiting to see what is 10-11's move, what is BJE, Aura, why so serious, Dream Team, what are these guys doing? Because if they go back to lobby, there's that tension they're going to feel, uh, probably demotivated because they didn't win the game, but I'm just hoping it doesn't change. The tension is there, but they need to, embrace it. It's part of PUBG. You have to
Yeah.
embrace the tension.
To be honest, learning how to hold and maneuver that pressure. 10-11 though, letting these players there from Revenant take a lot of their time. But 10-11 being that team that likes to rotate later, as compared to very early, is something that doesn't surprise me too much. It does look like we'll be getting a Pochinki City finish. If you're still on Pochinki Hill right now, you still have a golden position there, and I'm talking about Alpha Siege. I look forward to seeing them have a very great game. Revenant Africa inevitably forced now to leave this compound. 10-11 are waiting outside, waiting for that third party. They know that there isn't too many parts of that compound in the circle, and you can already start to see them chunking down the grenades, hoping that they're able to get themselves those tick damage there. Gerbot sending grenades down there, and Madara sees those nades coming through, but doesn't believe in the throwing ability there of Gerbot, as he's just going to remain in his position. And I like the play coming through from Gerbot. They're trying to bait them to think that he's left. Continue to send those nades down there. That's a good one. That is a very good one. You do not doubt the grenading prowess of that player there, Gerbot. He will get to you. And 10-11, send it downstairs. Lost boy though, he's cooking with that grenade. But doesn't quite go down yet. 10-11 gonna force it through the blue. They know they have to go upstairs. As Lost Boy camping the stairs, but he cannot do it for too long as Gerbot gets his 2 eliminations. 9 eliminations there for the side there of 10-11. They are having a field day. And once again, it gets very scary when you see 10-11 unlock this form that they currently have going on.
Oh, it's actually a thing? Are they like
it is
that?
a thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because
I'm impressed.
Yeah, we see this from 10-11 whenever they get that chicken dinner. When they win a game or in positions where now they know they're number 1 on the table, on the leaderboard, they get excited. And you start to see when they get very excited, it comes with that aggression. And that is one thing I like about that team, being able to channel however they're feeling into the game in a positive manner. I know that's what we're talking about Blackjack Esports. Like right now, you've lost that number 1 spot, and we're starting to see a little bit of panic. If this were to be 10-11, I wouldn't be seeing panic from them. You'd see them channeling it into playing even more aggressive so they can get what they actually want. So Blackjack Esports playing this passive is not something that I expect from him, because 10-11 is there gathering 9 elimination points, and Blackjack Esports were in stage 4 and we're seeing no eliminations from them. This is unusual.
Yeah, it's quite unusual, and they're not engaging at all. They lost one of their players there, and they are definitely retreating. They do not want to engage in this fight. But honestly, I do understand why they're doing this. They need to maintain, and it's only 4 points ahead for them to get to be Hashuan again, even though 10-11 already has the kill there. But they have to try and come back. They need to, and I'm sure that is what is giving them this panic that they don't want to engage in a fight at all.
I do feel bad for the teams that are out here in Pochinki, but not anymore. Seeing that zone shift, because I was going to say if that zone moves out of Pochinki, it becomes troublesome. But that zone is going to remain in Pochinki. Where is Aura? They lost one player. I saw them holding the warehouse and the what do we call that compound just outside Pochinki. I saw them holding that position. They still are there. I was going to say I'm not very confident as to them holding that position, but right now we'll see how that plays out for them. Dream Team looking to battle against the side of ALPHASIEGE on Pochinki Hill, and 10-11 have come into the mix. Monkey getting that intro knock, and ALPHASIEGE now getting overwhelmed by the numbers there, but it is a very big hill. They can fall back, take out just one team, and maybe get their HP bars back up before 10-11 gets their push. But here comes the flank. I'm pretty sure Mitch is happy about that one coming through from Bam Bam. Grenades now. First choice for the side of 10-11.
I am actually loving this for 10-11. I've never seen this side, but if this is actually how they play, I can see why someone in the comment section asked, are they the best in Nigeria? Because this is actually really good play coming from them. We have them, my favorite player, not really favorite, but where my money has been. But they're holding another nade. He might just be the grenadier in this game. He has players coming in behind him. They're, of course, what? Alpha Light? We saw him going head to head there with the MVP, and he is down 10-11. I have not seen at all. I've not seen this game throughout the finale, semi-finale. What is this gameplay? 10-11.
14 eliminations. Still up as a full squad. Now they have one of the strongest positions, or what was one of the strongest positions. From this hill, they see a lot that is going on out there in Pochinki, and they hear it. I would expect that their next line of push would be towards this position here by Why So Serious and Aura Esports, because that is a very easy compound to breach. They can already start to put in the damage from the top of the hill. Once they put in that damage, they can push into this building. From here, they make it into the holy city there of Pochinki. But anyway, Aura Esports losing a whole lot of players. They must have gotten very complacent, just sitting and waiting in this building there. The Molly's there to buy himself a little bit of time as he tries to pull up that full HP bar back up.
Kobe. I saw it. I called it. That was a Kobe. That is not a room you want to hold in this place. You have to play Erangel to know this is not the place. But why so serious? They're receiving some good damage. Nox been registered by Invincible Esports, even as they have 4v4M just next to them. They're going to receive a lot of pressure from where they are. That building is not the best to hold here. Being that it's the only one in zone, they have to, find a way of surviving. This is not the best building. I can bet on that. If anyone gets closer to them, they are toast. They cannot do anything unless they're good with reflex and turning around to get invincibles and 4v4M at the same time.
Yeah, and at the same time, this is very, very disappointing from 4v4M. I mean, now we're just starting to see them chunk the nades. That fight happened between Why So Serious and Aura Esports, and 4v4M did not do anything about it. They were just there watching all of that happen. Zone eventually moves out of Pochinki. Invincibles are going to either have a field day or they're going to get overwhelmed by numbers. And I'm hoping it is not the latter, because, man, they're in such a prime spot to gatekeep every single team that is trying to make it out of Pochinki. And 10-11 did not push to this compound like I expected them to. They went straight into Pochinki. That would not play out well for them. As you can look at it on the elimination field, the side there of Invincibles are already having fun with pretty much everyone in the lobby, uprooting the snakes in the grass. And man, this is not fun at all. Blackjack is still alive somewhere in here, but they're not doing as much as I expect them to.
Why do you want them to engage? They're only at two. They have only two players in the game now. They have to rethink their strategy at this point. But
Fair.
Invincibles is really making it hard for every single team that is at the recall center in Pochinki. IC is down, MGZ is down, and BJE have been taken back to lobby. BJE, oh wow, this is not going well for anyone.
That is not fun for them at
10-11.
all. 10-11 might also be meeting their end here. Royal Academy doing quite a job in keeping them at bay, as 10-11 needs to make it out of the gutters and the trenches. And here comes the push there. Royal Academy game in there. That man is going to be preventing them from really making it in. Invincibles, they really let 10-11 walk into this compound. No.
That is not good. That is disappointing.
Oh, that's a good nade. Wonderful.
What?
Yeah, they know. They have to push up. There we go. What a play. Invincibles successfully kept out every team out there in Pochinki and got themselves 11 eliminations. That is what I was saying. They were either going to have a field day or they were going to get overwhelmed. And it was not the latter indeed. Now they just have the two players there from 4v4M to deal with. Paramol already finds the first knock. Instant Thirst is going to follow suit. It's a 4v1. There is no world. There is no universe where, you know, Invincibles lose this one. It's just a matter of who wants to get this elimination. Paramol already leading the fort. They know where this last player is. It's only a matter of time.
You can see the nades there coming in. What? That was good. That was good. If it was cooked enough, it would have probably landed just above his head
right above,
and probably taken him back to lobby. This is really good. I'm regretting why I didn't say Invincibles, but yesterday I did. So we are going to pull it to today. I made the right prediction for Invincible Esports, knowing how to take their cover in Erangel. We have good damage there from Magician. Backshots, guys in lobby, and it is done. Invincible Esports for the win. Winner, chicken dinner.
Yes, Zersky. Invincibles finally putting their name on the board, or at least even further up on the board. 42 points before they went into this game. With that chicken dinner with 12 or 13 eliminations, definitely going to be pushing them up the top of the leaderboard even more. So to be honest, Invincibles, I am glad to see that you guys have been able to get at least one chicken dinner here. And Invincibles, I'm just going to say this. The one game you played, or actually the second game you played as a full squad, you get a chicken dinner. So maybe next time as you go into finals, you want to go in with a full squad, because you cannot keep going in with 2 men, 3 man. That does not work. You know, going in as a full squad, they played this so well, got themselves a lot of eliminations, and when they needed to gatekeep every team in there in Pochinki, they did not falter, they did not lose composure, they stood their ground, and they got all the eliminations there.
Yeah, initially you had asked, will it be a good thing that Invincibles was holding that church there? And it's good that they were, because they split into two. Two of them went to the compound that was just beneath the church there, and the other two were left in the church. This made it actually really, really good. And it made them take out 10-11. 10-11 was disadvantaged. The zone just, made it hard for them to make it in. And they were stopped on their tracks there with a beautiful nade. And we can see how Invincibles actually distributed the kills. Only one player there, Rage, he tried, but it seems like the other teammates did the thing here. Quilla getting a good amount of damage together with Paramol. That's really, really good coming from their team now.
Yeah, definitely. 13 eliminations that they were able to accrue in this game. You love to see that one. As a full squad, they're able to put the numbers up on board. These are the things that we love to see. And when, as I said, when it came down to them putting in the work, they were able to do that. 2,062 damage coming through from the team there, Invincibles. But man, 10-11 once more, giving top teams the run for their money. 15 eliminations, 2,400 damage. This is just outrageous numbers coming through from these two teams.
But look at the eliminations, 13 and 15. Yo, that is too good. These guys are not taking any L's tonight. They're going for the W's. And 10-11 Invincibles have been doing a really, really good job there. Good stuff to you guys. I am actually proud of Invincibles. It seems like the guy came out from some party and joined the team. Now they're winning, so it's good.
Yeah, I gotta say, 15 teams loaded into the lobby. That is approximately 60 players, and 30 kills out of 60 went on to 2 teams. Wow, that is just outrageous numbers when you think about it. Bam Bam, the player there for 10-11, stepping up to the charade or stepping up to the fort, doing 6 eliminations, 402 damage. But man, you've just got to admire the damage numbers coming through from Paramo there. 803, and that player able to get just 5 eliminations, but still able to put up those numbers on board. And now, finally, another team can battle 10-11 in the 2000s range, where you've got Invincibles also with 2000 damage. Every other team that did relatively good damage starts to seem like baby numbers. Blackjack Esports with 1200, Revenant Africa with 1100, just looks like baby numbers on here.
This is actually good. Finally, we can see, yes, there is competition. BJE has been pushed down a bit. They have been pushed from the competition. For some reason, they're not showing up. But what is happening to G3? What is happening to G3?
I do not know. I really do not know. Tomorrow, hopefully, they're able to come in with the right mindset. But for today, apart from that first game where they got 7 eliminations and it was just the one player, I really do not know what they've been on. But anyway, we're starting to see things that look like yesterday again. 10-11, when we start to look at those grenade usage, always miles ahead of every other person. 22 grenades used in this game alone, 26 smokes as well to go alongside them. They did have a whole lot of reviving to do, which is why we saw those smokes coming through from them. But 22 grenades is a lot. 11 coming through from Blackjack Esports. So even though that they used this much and they were able to do 1200 damage, I am impressed. We started to see them get a little bit more aggressive towards the end, but I would have expected them to do that, even earlier in the game. They were the team that I expected to be on Pochinki Hill, but they did not go there when they had the chance. But anyway, we're gonna keep moving on. Next, we've got the player focus. MVP is going to be none other but Moneyken from 10-11. He got 1 elimination in that last, in the Vikendi game there. And coming into this game, definitely he's not one player to settle for 1 elimination. 861 damage this time. Bam Bam did get 6 elimination. And once more, not an Aura player here being the longest elimination. Is going to be none other but Quilla with 301 meters.
Yeah, it's actually... where's our esports? I hope they're watching this and asking why they're not there. They need to be there. We can see 103 throws, yeah, but 10-11 had 22. We saw bots with that one perfect nade. We have seen 2 perfect nades tonight, bots and Chinese in Vikendi. And I'm still impressed that people are doing this. I don't know what to say, but I am here for the nades. The rescues, of course, they're not as much. They're not really going up. But when it comes to throws, it's good that they're trying. You were asking why they're not using their throwables there. But it seems like they're taking up the challenge and using more throwables and trying to get those Kobe's going in the game.
Exactly, and that is something that I love to see. You start getting more comfortable with grenades. The more comfortable you get with them, the better you get to use them. Because definitely Gerbot, who is one of the players that uses those grenades so well, did not get to this point in just one day. Definitely had to come through from a whole lot of practice. So yeah, I'm liking to see the number. I'm liking the numbers that I'm seeing up here. 103 throws used. I'll take it. Going into tomorrow's games, hopefully we're going to be seeing more. But man, we are done with the second day of the finals. Man, time does fly, Mitch. And now let us see what things are saying when we're looking at the overall leaderboards.
Oh, what? Huh? Nah. When did that change?
I love this. I sincerely love this. 15 eliminations, not enough to no, actually, this is not correct. This is definitely not correct.
Yeah,
11's points have not
108.
been added. I was about to say, something seems off. But yeah, this is not correct. It's relatively close, but not correct. We do see Invincibles able to get themselves 65 points, which is going to throw them all the way to 5th position. Aura Esports should probably have a little bit more points as well, because we did see. Did they get any eliminations that game? I don't think they did. Aura Esports, and I don't think they got any placement points as well. They got 1 elimination, so that would probably give them 72 points. But the point I'm trying to make here is that Aura Esports, their number 3 spots is now up for grabs, because Why So Serious and Invincibles are already knocking at that door.
Yep, they're coming in too close. The gap is closing in. I still need to see Hash 3 getting closer to Hash 2. because hash 2 and hash 1
That's
are
not gonna
actually pretty close. It is gonna happen. Depends
I mean,
on
that's
what
like
happens
30 points. You're
tomorrow.
gonna need Blackjack and 10-11 to have like the worst day tomorrow in order for anyone else to catch up to them. That's like a 30 points difference between
But we
both teams.
haven't. We've seen that happen to BJE, haven't you seen that?
Fair
They have
enough.
not had a good game tonight. They have not done really good, and it could happen tomorrow. It could be the same fate. But fingers crossed. I don't know, but the gap is definitely closing. That's something I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. I do not know if we'll be getting correct numbers up on board, but enjoy the highlights that we got from today's game. We started things off with Gods of War getting themselves the first winner chicken dinner of the day. Went into the next Erangel game where we saw the players there from Why So Serious go for that very courageous push up towards the south. We saw them push up and get that last elimination onto the side there of Royal Academy, getting themselves the second winner chicken dinner of the day. And I believe that was the game that bumped Why So Serious up on the top of the leaderboard, so that did work out well for them. Then we went into Vikendi where we saw 10-11 exact the prowess coming in through from perfect rotation that they were able to pull off in the map there of Vikendi, and they did get themselves that third winner chicken dinner of the day.
I actually enjoyed this game. I enjoyed seeing what Noxious did to the smokes. Even though they did not get their win there, they used their smokes very well, getting hash 2. And for the final game of the night, we had a beautiful win there from Invincible Esports, going for that win, stopping 10-11. That was actually really good to watch. I enjoyed watching that. So Invincible Esports, I hope you're enjoying that. This nade was almost too good. But anyway, it happens, right? And that is when Invincible Esports got their win against 4B4M. Still commending them on their coordination in this last game. I'm actually proud of them. As I said it, we are pushing my prediction to tonight. So I made the right prediction. Yes?
No problem. We'll take that. I did call Paramo yesterday, so we're not gonna be too we're gonna take that one as a dual win on there. But man, we are already done with 2 days already of the finals, and that means just one thing. We are left with one more day. So coming into tomorrow, we're going to see that battle for number 1 between Blackjack Esports and 10-11. I will be watching that battle for third place between Aura Esports, Why So Serious, Invincibles, and if God of War decides to have a pop-off day tomorrow, we'll also be expecting to see good performances come through from them tomorrow. Is there anything you're looking forward to in tomorrow's games, Mitch?
Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing Why So Serious up their game again. Hoping to see Invincible Esports do the same thing. I'm hoping to see Active Gaming coming back to the game. I did not feel nice that they didn't turn up in the last game. It was quite unfortunate. But for tomorrow, funny thing is, I'm more excited about tomorrow than I was today because I'm about to prove you wrong. That gap will close. Gamers will come more strategized. I hope they'll do their assignments and watch the live again and see what their weakness was and what the other teams had better than them when it came to tonight games.
I think what I'm going to say going for tomorrow would be I challenge any other team to try to make it into 100 points and would see if they're able to make that one. But that being said, that'll be all from me and Mitch today. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, but it's going to be a different energy coming through from myself, Mitch herself, and also the games. But not to talk too much. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the grand final.
Bye-bye, guys. Good night.